Yes, that was me saying a prayer, short one, because I'm going in today. It's been a long weekend for your boy Trigger Mike. Greetings and thanks. Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show, everybody on the Lapeef Network. I appreciate you. Hope you had a great Easter weekend. I saw a lot of outfits. I saw your pictures. Hope you had a good and marvelous time with your families this weekend. I was in the D.C. area, Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Went to the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. It was my nephew's birthday. Always good family time. Even my sister flew in from California. The other sister drove up from Harrisonburg. She teaches at the university out there. Don't go looking for her. You're not going to find her. But anyway, welcome again. Welcome. Greetings to everybody. I know I've been off for a little while. My son was sick yesterday. Okay. So right before the show, my wife calls me and said the school called and your boy is sick. He threw up twice. I got to the school. That boy was breakdancing damn near outside. Okay. He did throw up because his clothes were changed, but he does that a lot. He eats fast. You know how boys do. That boy, was nothing wrong with that boy. He just threw up his food. But what can you do? Those teachers get really scary. They want you to take the kid so, he don't pass out later or something and they end up liable. So either way, we still have a great show lined up for you today. Yeah, man, welcome. Salute to the viewers nationwide, everybody. How my people on the East Coast doing? It's about 1:00 for you. Thank you for tuning in. To everybody in the South, all my Carolinas, Georgia, Florida folk, how you doing? Of course, my Texas folk out here. What's up? What's up? Everybody on the East Coast watching, welcome. Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023, fresh off of Easter weekend. We thank you for coming through. For those of you that like to come through to the Trigger Mike Show and not show support, I need you to do so right now. Show your support. Hit that like button. Hit that like button for me right now. I need to get all the way up. We got 95 people watching, and this is a hell of a lot of likes, okay? But I need y'all to get those likes up right now. Get those likes up on this stream right now, all the way to 75. All right, because we going in today. I want to hear from y'all. I got a bit of a long monologue, but I got some things to get off my chest. A lot of bullshit I seen this weekend and a lot of shit you might have saw too. But we're going to talk about it like we always do on the Trigger Mike Show. Bonnie Rivera says she's in New York. What's up? What's up? No, I was born there. I was born there. I was living there until I was about 4 or 5. I'm from Brooklyn. Bed-Stuy. Do or die. Bed-Stuy. All right. You know, us Nigerians, half our family still live in New York. So shout out to everybody in NY, in the boroughs. And when we say NY, because my wife is from New York too, what I'm hearing is if you in Rochester, Buffalo, anything like that, they don't really consider that New York. So you Canada or something. No disrespect though. My man Demetrius Carter in Hollywood. Oh, okay. So funny story. Demetrius Carter, my roommates after college. One of my roommates, my boy, was from Hollywood, Florida. Had a homegirl whose family always let us stay at the crib, whether she was there or not. In Pembroke Pines, Florida. So, man, Florida lit. But I'll tell you what, I don't even smoke. I don't do any illicit drugs, nothing like that. And my homies always wanted to go buy weed in like Little Haiti. I don't know. Let me just tell y'all can't be taking people that are not locals to those areas. This dude was looking all in the car like, why you're so jumpy, man? Like, I was like, yo, I'm not from around here. I'm not the feds. I swear. Dude, I almost got taken out. And I don't even smoke. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? But anyway, man, support the show. If you want to support the Trigger Mike Show and the Lapeef Network, you can do so by the form of Super Chat. We always appreciate the Super Chats. Thank y'all for sending those through to support the network. This equipment does cost money, and everything you can send to show your support is always appreciated. And if you are watching this broadcast after it's over and you like anything I say or anything any of the other panelists say, you can support via the form of Super Chat, and we appreciate that as well. Who I got in the chat today? My man Da Vinci Brown, what's going on? My man John the Baptist sent $5 super chat. We appreciate that, bro. It says, can't wait for this one. Yes, bro. It's going to be. I got some stuff, man. I got some stuff. Let's see who we else. Aaron B, what's going on? Bench Presser, what's going on? Jill's Chocolate Boutique. I got the chocolate. It is good. It is good. Y'all check out Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Order from her. I did get the chocolate. RG Purdue, top of the morning to you. Demetrius Carter, OG Lee, Bonnie Rivera, what's up? Man, thank y'all. Thank y'all, Mr. Rich, for the love of the game. Appreciate the super chat. Always showing support. He'll likely be on the panel in a few moments. Mr. He said, my man, New York in the building, no doubt. Julius Jermaine, what's going on? What's up? What's up? My man, Team Fatty, fresh off the show, hardworking man. He going for the crown. He's trying to be the hardest working man on YouTube. Can't stop him. Gotta love the work ethic. And just like him, I love hardworking people. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Team Fatty broadcasts. All right. Subscribe if you have not. Power Up Visuals. What's going on? My man King Spark showing love early with the $9.99 super chat. Man, I appreciate your support. My panelists always showing love. Thank you for that. Tyrell Green, what's up? What's up? Humble Simp. I got a lot to say to people with this in their name today, but we shall continue. All right, let's get it in, man. Y'all see the topic. Y'all see the tagline. Of course, this has a lot to do with the events of this weekend. I was late. I was enjoying family time, okay? I was late to the party, as people like to say. I was enjoying some uninterrupted family time. I got a new nephew just born, about the chunkiest boy you ever seen in your life. Goodness gracious, that boy's so cute. All right? Damn. Chunky boy. Chunky babies are just lovable, ain't they? But man, I take that time out. I seclude myself with the family because that's most important. All right. So yeah, I missed all of the festivities of this weekend. But that is, just in case anybody was unaware, that is what prompted this title, because I've had enough of this. I've had enough of it. And somebody needs to speak on it. So here is the disclaimer, and let me get this out right and nicely, bright and early. Nobody sent me. Nobody sent me. I'm not doing the dirty work on anybody's behalf. And I understand who I am. I am a nobody in this space. I am brand new in this space. But alas, I have an opinion, and I'm going to share it. Nobody sent me, and that is the disclaimer. Let me just tell y'all something about this space and what I've noticed in my short time here. This space is sacred. It actually is. No matter what you think, no matter what your opinion is about it, just from the names that I read in the chat and everybody that's going to join this show thereafter, this space is sacred and you keep coming back to it. So it must be doing something for you. And you get to have your opinion here too. Whatever we call this thing, all right, whatever people identify it as, whether it's the manosphere. I'm not even going to say the word now because the FBI is on that. But that pill word, rojo, we're going to call it the rojo space in Spanish. Black reality, whatever the hell you call it, it is sacred. All right? This is how black men get the word out. This is how we talk to each other. This is how we find out what we're thinking and what our beliefs are. This is what we use that space for. Now, I'm redundantly and consistently baffled by the selective outrage that occurs in these spaces. I mean, what's his name? Chris Rock, masterful title on his last special. Selective outrage. It is something that needs to be discussed in today's age. And I believe that selective outrage starts with our women. Let me continue. Men, I need y'all to pay attention. Men, especially, I need y'all to pay attention to what's going on in these spaces that we believe is sacred. In these spaces we believe is sacred to us. We don't like to say it out loud, but we feel good here. We feel at home here. Even in the uncivil, or is uncivil a word? Yeah, uncivil discourse we may have. We feel at home here. We like battling with each other. We like throwing jabs at each other because that's just what boys do. And that's just what men do. We feel at home in here. This is our space. And the one thing that has been made very clear to me in my short time here is that the modern women that enter this space, they don't want equality. They don't just want to be here. They want sovereignty. Do you understand that? How could that be? A dedicated, sacred male space in which women infiltrated. And they don't just want to be here. They want sovereignty. They want rule over this shit, over my dead goddamn body. That was on full display over this weekend. Anything I say, whoever you want to go tell them I said that shit. They want to manipulate. They want to manipulate men to create space for them. And I got to tell y'all, on the real, I got to tell y'all something. This is a masterful technique. We got to give props where they're due. This is a masterful technique that has been employed and used over decades. But we've seen it before. Now we know how to identify it, right? Masterful technique. Let me outline the steps that women use in perfect sequence. I want to outline those for you. Women get excited, as you can tell. Women get excited about the idea of being in male-dominated spaces because men equal dominance. They love it. They love being around this aura of man. They love being in the shelter of men. How many women in your life have told you they don't mess with other women? They don't like being around other women. I suffice that to say you like being around dudes. Unless you just want to stay to yourself, you love this space we're in. You love being around men. You love being around dominant opinions, dominant voices. A bunch of women we know love being in this male-dominated space. But they quickly learn, don't they? They quickly learn that they aren't men and that masculinity will naturally dominate. We got the deeper voice. We got the more commanding tone, etc. They quickly learn that shit. Then, this is where the divide happens, y'all. This is where the divide happens. The women will either stay neutral or they'll want to start using tactics to gain sovereignty. This is where the divide happens. When they realize that masculinity dominates in a masculine space, they either rest in their femininity, as we've seen some panelists do, and allow men to make space for them where we can, or they're just going to lobby and scream that they're being mistreated and disrespected. I ain't with that shit at all. We have seen this cycle. It has destroyed media outlets and entertainment networks for decades. ESPN, BET, now YouTube? Nah, bruh. Jamil Hill did it to ESPN. Carrie Champion did it to ESPN. And now Malika Andrews. What you think she gonna do? She's out here trying to dominate a male-dominated space. It can't work like that. Out here yelling mistreatment, trying to talk over somebody on their own goddamn show. I've had enough of this shit. What we need to do in this space, and since nobody, really wants to come out and say it, since nobody wants to stop the infiltration, and not many people can recognize it, I'm going to lay out some rules of engagement for your ass. And we can play this back. We can clip this because I'm teaching class today. Understand, ladies, when you come into these spaces, it is a male-dominated space. Understand that fully. I might even start saying this shit in the back chat, like y'all taking a fucking pledge of allegiance or some shit. I understand that this is a male-dominated space. I shall not talk over men. I shall wait for my turn. I shall not get mad and call out disrespect. Had enough of y'all ass. Here are the rules of engagement, ladies. It's this simple. I promise you. Your road to prosperity lies in what I'm about to say. Rest in your feminine nature and act like a fucking lady. Interact like a lady. Allow men to make space for you. Do not posture like you're a man. And if you throw shots, prepare to get knocked the fuck out. Metaphorically speaking, of course. It's that simple. It is that simple. Ladies, I want to let you know something. When y'all come into these spaces, y'all know exactly what y'all getting yourself into. Stop the cap. When y'all come into these spaces, when you agree to come on these panels, y'all know exactly what the fuck y'all getting yourself into. And if you want to know why I take this personally, it's because you see me all over this network. I host a lot of stuff and I'm a part of all of these panels. So when people cry mistreatment and disrespect and I'm present, I'm going to have to call cap on that shit. We can't let you win in this space. It's a male-dominated space. Duh. But if you are so worried about disrespect and mistreatment, let me tell you, because I'm so present on this network and others, let me tell you how you can get men to defend you naturally. Who wants to take a guess in the chat? Who wants to take a guess? How do you get men to defend you naturally? I'll wait. I will wait. Oh, my man, power up visuals. Early with the response. Stay feminine. Period. Rest in your femininity and we will defend you. Ain't not a panel I've been on where a woman got bullied and men don't jump on and say something to that man. When you step out of your feminine frame, you a man now and you deserve whatever the fuck happened to you. I ain't defending that shit. You throw shots, prepare to get knocked out. Straight up. We can't let you win. This our space. Have some couth about yourself and some understanding. When you go to the wrong hood, when you take the wrong turn, the corner boy, the lookout, he doing like this so you roll down your window. This shit happened to me before. You know where you at? Ain't that's how they do? Hey. You know where you at? You ain't from around here, huh? Yeah, can't let you go down the street. We can't let you win. This our space. If you need somebody to make room for you, you in the wrong fucking room. Calm down. There's a leave studio button right at the bottom for those of you that like to be on panels. Leave the fucking studio. Calm down. Anything. Nobody can ever take, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. We can take everything from you in this life except your ability to choose for yourself. If you feel a certain way, calm the fuck down. Nobody can take that choice from you. When you rest in your femininity, we will defend you. That is how you get men to naturally defend you. And if you think this is unfair, let me give you some more proof. I'm going to ask the chat another question. How do men of other ethnic groups converse with women? Somebody tell me how Muslim men, African men, Middle Eastern men, Asian men, even South American men, how do these men, Eastern European men, how do these men converse with their women? Somebody tell me. My man said it. They don't. Do y'all understand something? We're doing something that's never been done before. We're doing something that other men just don't do. Men everywhere, all over the earth, billions strong, don't even talk to y'all ass. We allow you in our space and accept you as equals, and you want to take it a step further and be sovereign to us. Fuck you thought this was, Day. Not going down. It is not going down that way. Let me attack something else, man. Let me attack something else. This disingenuous nature of this whole term, protect black women. That is the most disingenuous shit I've ever heard. On its merit alone, it is disingenuous and unintelligent. Let me explain to you. Whoever this lady, I've never heard of this lady, okay? I ain't nobody compared to her, but fuck it. She throwing stones, I'm throwing them shits right back. This Yanni lady, she fucking threw stones and hit her fucking hands. She threw stones and hit her hands, and I'm calling that shit out. Nobody sent me, remember. This is a disclaimer. Nobody sent me. Not JR, not Anton. I understand who I am, and yet I still have a freaking opinion. You threw stones, Yanni, and then hid your hands. You used black women to boost your own platform, and not a one has called you out on it yet. By claiming you're disrespecting black women. We need to protect black women. With a title and a thumbnail intended to destroy a man's livelihood and his family. Do that shit to me, see what happens. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. I was hot about that shit. I'm coming for somebody else on everything. And then at the end of the stream, you're going to state, I'm going to leave this stream up, but don't put me in none of this. Don't put me in none of this. You win it now. You win it now. You're going to use a picture of a man's wife. And at the end of said stream, going to say, don't put me in none of this. You win the shit now. Men, listen up. These ladies will never know how to deal with us. Ever. Until we show them. All of this calm approach shit, forget that. They out here throwing stones and hiding their hands, saying, don't put me in none of this. You win it now. Can't believe that shit. And let me just be very clear. JR don't need me to defend him. Anton don't need me to defend him. But I am a man, and I have an opinion. And y'all gonna hear that shit today. Here's the solution. And this is my position, not anyone else's. Like I said, I'm very present on these panels. So this affects me personally if y'all make accusations, such as all that bullshit I heard this weekend. If you feel disrespected, don't come. It's that simple. If you feel disrespected, don't come. Nobody can take away your right to choose for yourself. Y'all are capping. Y'all are being disingenuous. You know exactly what you're getting into every time you come on this network because we don't have to talk to you. Have y'all ever noticed something? Let me go off script for a second. Have y'all noticed something? Women love male spaces because everything that is considered male can also be considered unisex. But hetero men don't fuck with shit solely for women, do we? They lonely without us. They don't even like their own kind. That's why they over here. They they get their fill of talking to women all day. They get bored of that shit real quick. So I suffice that to say, you will never want to stop fucking with us. We not going over there to fuck with y'all. Y'all boring. Somebody got to say it. We not going over there to talk about eyeliner and shit. Y'all know this is where the fun is at. Y'all know this is where the fun is at. Y'all not even funny. This is where the jokes are at. This is where the cool niggas is at. Don't nobody want to watch y'all shit unless you talking about a man. Unless you dissing a man. Disagreeable ass people, man. I've had enough. Couldn't believe this shit I saw this weekend. And listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm toned down. I had time to calm down. I was on fire yesterday. Now let me tell y'all something real quick about why. Because like I told you, I take this kind of personally because I'm on a lot of these panels. So when people say they feel disrespected or someone didn't do something for them, let me explain something to you ladies. Every lady that comes on this panel or any other panel that I'm on in the future, I can't speak for anything anybody else does. Let me explain to you why men don't correct each other the way you want them to. I don't answer to you. First and freaking foremost, I don't answer to you. We don't correct each other because what a woman thinks is disrespectful and what may actually be disrespectful are often two separate things. You think a man being blunt is disrespectful. I see that shit all the time. You call being corrected disrespectful. I don't think none of that shit disrespectful, especially when you engage first, when you started the shit. You put on the gloves. Now you don't want to box. Ain't that funny? What men do, in fact, let me address this real quick. Imperfect Woman of God says, they said y'all invite them over there. That is very true. We invite content creators to have dialogue with other content creators. These panels, especially co-ed panels that Lapeef started, by the way, have been going on for so long that you do not get on a Thursday show, you do not get on any show without knowing the narrative of that show a little bit. And the second you get the invite and you agree, this is what everybody does. This is what I did. I go back and I watch and I watch. And I say, this Anton dude probably gonna cook the shit out of me. I was in agreement with all that shit. And then I said yes. These are intelligent women. They not stupid. They know exactly what they're getting into. They put on the gloves. Then they realize they don't want to box a man. It's all cap. That fire ain't for you, though. I know you're just asking a question or making a statement, rather. Men protect women they love, respect, and admire. I don't want to hear anything to the contrary, especially black men. We know what y'all been through. Don't throw fire at us. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Name a woman on that panel that's feminine, that's friendly, that's kind, that's gentle, that we let get disrespected. I'll wait. I'll wait. We don't let men bully women. The fuck y'all talking about? Y'all men need to come up and start defending yourself. These ladies ain't landing no punches on me. When you said Lapeef Network, shit, I host shows on the Lapeef Network. You talking about me too? Think you gonna slap me? I'm gonna get a frying pan and metaphorically, of course, metaphorically. Maybe I'm just petty, but today I don't really give a fuck. Listen, I could see the chat going nuts on that stream that I was watching the other day. And you XX chromosome humans, because that's what I'm calling y'all now, double X humans. You XX chromosome having humans, don't freaking get it. I got something that that's really, it's a revelation to me, and maybe not anybody else. Have y'all not noticed? And I need dialogue. I need everybody's opinion on this. Have y'all not noticed that the women that don't know how to conduct themselves properly around men are always the ones asking for special circumstances? Have y'all not noticed that shit? You need to go lobby fucking Congress for a special exception because you don't know how to fucking act? Ain't that something? You need to call HR. You need to call the big dog because you don't know how to fucking act? Let me say this and then we're going to move on. Anton said on his show yesterday, while I was watching, I only watched for like 20 minutes, but I took this, you know, when you just take a word like, give me that. When these women show you who they are, believe them the first time. They are showing you they are not for black men. They are showing you they do not love black men. They are showing you that they will throw you under the bus and cut your nuts off at any given moment. They are showing you that they are okay with taking your livelihood and creating campaigns to destroy your livelihood. They are showing you that they are okay with a gynocentric society. In fact, they prefer it that way. When these modern women show you who they are, believe them the first time. Are y'all listening? I'm listening. I'm listening. Make note that I didn't say tell you who they are, but show you who they are. I don't need this done for me in a redundant fashion. I'm going to believe you the first time. These type of women that we are talking about, whoever's face popped up in your head, go ahead, drop that title on them. These women do not belong in male spaces. Stay your ass over there. Talk about Sephora and some shit. Go to the MAC counter and smell fucking, go to the perfume counter and smell perfume and shit. And deal with MAC makeup. Make your page about that. None shall bother you. Y'all don't belong here. They do not have our best interest at heart, nor do they want to really cooperate with us. Now, let me make a statement for women in general, because I know I talk about the bad ones a lot. I give them a lot of lip service. And I just want to thank every woman that comes to this network and any network in any male space with her head on straight. All right? I want to thank you for your patronage. I want to thank you for your femininity. I want to thank you for your cooperation and your kindness and your support. You are appreciated. And two, the women of the community, I need y'all to know something, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, with everything I have in my loins. If black men lose, You lose. Did 60 years of debauchery, did 60 years of this shit not teach you? Don't you ever make a title designed to take away a man's livelihood. The fuck is wrong with you? Should we boycott Lapeef? I wanted to put my goddamn foot through the screen. They are okay with this shit. And until we teach you how to deal with us, you won't have no clue. Play this back 30 times. If we lose, you lose. I can't even talk about Blac Chyna now. I'm so goddamn heated. I'm going to drop this link. Y'all come up. I'm going to take a breath for a moment. Y'all come up and let me know your thoughts. Let me read these super chats. Woo. My man John the Baptist says, can't wait for this one. I appreciate that, bro. My man Bob Trigg, break it down so it can never be put back together. The Cerebral Inquirer, $5. Appreciate that. Keep these envious, want to be leader creatures out of the male spaces until they're just listening. They're agents of chaos for a reason. The ex-son husband, $5. Trigger Mike be talking real though until Cali Bev or a woman on the panel. That's what's up. Bring your ass up on here and give me that smoke in person. Real Pookie, $5. Tell Anton not to allow women on. See how that works for y'all, buddy. You didn't get the gist of what the hell I just said. You just be trolling, bro. Or a woman. That's probably a woman. Marcus Evans, $5. The three hyenas used Yanni. All right. Kind of agree there. Advanced Perception, $2. Trigger Mike chose violence today. 2A certified. Always. Always. And like I said, I put on my boxing gloves. I'm ready to box. I know exactly who I am. I'm a nobody in this space, but I still got a freaking opinion. All right. Let me get a thumbs up from Mr. Rich. Marcus Evans, give me a thumbs up, bro. Black Man, let me get a 5 fingers from you. Yeah, yep. Power Up JT, let me get a sign. What's going on today? Good Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to y'all.
What's going on, my brother?
All right.
I'm good. We're going to start with Mr. Rich. What you got for me? Opening thoughts.
Hey, listen, man, of course, I've been around with all this stuff going down. The only one I went to see was Anton, right? First thing I want to just comment on that one. When he went over to the chick, whatever her name is, I think the hypocrisy of that woman talking about sister code, talking about any of that horse shit, putting my man's significant other and his kid on a post out front like that is unforgivable.
Yep.
It's unforgivable. And so I understand Anton going over there, and he was as cool as he could be. But man, that was the lowest blow that I that's one thing. Now, for the rest of the guys who went over later on, I did. You know what? I refuse to see that video. I refuse to see it because I don't feel like I don't want to put my emotions in that place because I don't think the brother should have went. Now, but here's the deal. I'm not going to pass any judgment. You know why? Because I don't have no skin in that game. JR and those guys who went over there, they have channels, they have subscribers, they have money and stuff. I don't know how that played out. So I'm not going to pass any judgment. Only thing I would say is I wish they didn't go. But as far as any kind of, judgment or anything, I have my feelings, but sometimes you just got to shut up because I don't want, me and my stinking little subscribers, I'm not at that level. And everything I'm talking about, I really don't have any, anything I'm thinking about, it's just going to stay with me. I'm just sorry they went over. That's all.
All right. Real quick, Ikene, let me get a thumbs up. Oh, he froze. King Spark, let me get a thumbs up. You there? You on cam? John the Baptist, come back up. I didn't see you to the last moment till you left. My man John the Baptist, come back up. All right, I see you, Ikene. Marcus Evans, good afternoon to you.
Well, first of all, what's up with you, gentlemen?
How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah. Wow. This past weekend, man, has been a mess. And with that And with that lady, what's her name, Yanni?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm flying overseas, guys. I'm in Nigeria right now. I'm putting a flight to the east of Nigeria. So if I do signal,
Is it?
I'll be back in 1 hour. I'll be back in 1 hour.
All right. Got you.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Marcus. My bad.
Oh, all right. Well, like I was saying, yeah, this past weekend, man, has been very disgraceful and dishonorable. And this is my thing. For the ladies that are not like them hyenas and them feminists, whatever you want to call them, that are on a higher frequency, they ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, these type of ladies that be on these panels, they gotta go. If you're not for the men, if you want to keep moving the goalposts for your agenda and have everything negative about men and always pointing to the men and all this other nonsense, then y'all need to get the hell on. Because if you're not about us uplifting the community and help us to be better and come up with solutions and all that, yeah, y'all got to go. Like those type of women, we don't need in these spaces. And this is a person me that's looking on the outside, looking in with the Lapeef Network. The gentleman right at the bottom of me. What's up, Black Man Filter? What's up? What's going on, brother? And a few others. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, brother?
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like y'all are very important in these spaces, and so are the other women that are not like that. And the women that went to her and used her to do what she did to Anton and used his wife and his child for a thumbnail. Like I can't respect that. But that's my take. I won't be here long, but that's all I wanted to say.
All right, bet. BMU, what you got for us this morning or afternoon?
I'll start with the family thing first. I think that no matter how hard things get, or no matter what goes on between two people or two individuals, there should be a code. In the mob, they have a code. You don't touch the women, you don't touch the children, right? They have a code. I remember watching a mob movie. I can't remember the name of it, but in the movie, he came downstairs after giving the wife money, and he asked him, he said, "Why did you go into this woman's house while her husband was in jail serving time for us?" He said, "I took her the money." He said, "If I catch you in that man's house again with that man's wife, I'm going to put my foot up your ass." See, we don't have a code like that anymore. We used to have a code where you don't touch the women, you don't touch the kids, and I got a whole bunch of flack yesterday for saying that yesterday on a show. You don't touch the women and kids. They have nothing to do with it. If you want to come after me, come after me. But a lot of people have gotten fucked up over some dumbass for their kids and their wife, bro. Men, you can make a case. Men do not play with their women and children. They don't, bro. And so we need to start there. And on top of that, when we talked about hypocrisy, the hypocrisy is she said that Anton was this guy that's influencing other men to do bad things, but influencing men. But then you have him on your show, and then you become a woman who was influencing women to talk to men where you were talking to Anton. Yep. So I'm trying to figure out, what makes you any different if that's how you see him. This is a prime example of you being a reflection of what women. No, I don't hear. Listen, I'm right. I don't see no women or on these panels checking other women about their content, about deleting black boys, about none of this shit. Nobody's getting checked, right? Nobody's getting checked. If you go watch that CG chick, I'm not even gonna say her name because they don't even deserve the air. But if you go watch it, you watch what this damn hyena is saying, bro, you'll be like, wow, why is nobody over here checking this female? So that's my take on it, bro. Leave the women and the kids out of it, man. And then if you got a problem with this dude, these women always talk about what's their solution. Okay, you got a problem? Hey, Anton, listen, I got a problem with you. I got a problem how you did this. All right, let me tell you how I feel about this. Okay, you tell me how you feel and and just hash it out like that. But going on lives and talking down and trying to get people to like you and all, listen, bro, I'm out completely, man. This shit is crazy, bro.
Yep.
Now,
Well,
let me give a quick instance.
what,
Let
can,
me give a
wait,
quick
can I
instance.
say
Now,
something real quick?
my flight is taking off.
My fault. I just want to let you know I gotta get off the air, so I'm about to leave. So it's nice seeing you.
All right, bro.
All right.
We can barely hear you, bro, and we can hear all that static.
No. You guys go ahead. Go ahead. I'm taking off already. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. JT, what's going on, bro?
How you doing, man? How was your Easter, by the way?
Oh man, it was. Well, I mean, I flew for the morning, but it was good after the fact. Absolutely. How
All
was yours?
right. Mine was decent. It was good. It was good. I can't complain. But what I got to say on the topic is I think it was distasteful. It was disingenuous. Um, it was
Real quick, John the
orchestrated.
Baptist. Let me get just come on real quick and give me a thumbs up. Then you can come back down.
I don't know if anybody noticed it, but to me personally, it felt orchestrated.
Yep.
For somehow they managed to get every single woman who had a bad taste in their mouth back to back to back. And we oftentimes see in a lot of different spaces, not even just this space, where women will beg and force their way into the space, and then once they're in the space, they want to change how the space flows. They want to change how men talk to each other or how men react to certain things or how men act in general when they get into a male dominated space that was meant for men in the first place. So I think we just got to move more cautious in the future, and we've got to stop so easily allowing people to infiltrate men and women, because I saw some videos of men who were on their side, like these people weren't throwing rocks and hiding their hand. So a lot of times we see the stuff that they were complaining about. A lot of the situations, I can say they were the ones to start the smoke, or they were the ones to cause the problem. They just couldn't finish it.
Yep.
So I mean, it all in all, it was just very distasteful, and it seemed like a smear campaign to me. It seemed like everybody built up what they wanted to say. They contacted this woman, and back to back, all of a sudden everybody has these grievances, when, like you said earlier, you allowed to leave whenever you want to. Nobody told you to join the panels. Nobody. But see, they have no problem with being on the panels when they want to get views, when they want to get clicks, when their Instagram can be posted up there, or when their YouTube channel can be promoted. So they don't have a problem with it then, but when it doesn't go in their way, or they have a debate and they realize they're wrong about something, now they want to change up the rules. So it just seems like another one of those cases where a woman wants to come and disrupt what men have going on, so it could be more inclusive and they could have it more their way. And it was just extremely disingenuous to me, because I know that some of those women that went up there said even more egregious shit than anybody has said, or maybe the reaction that they got was because of something they said in some of the situations that they were explaining. And then it's like, you don't have to be there. I mean, they're trying to change the culture of the Lapeef Let's Talk when it's been like this even before they were here. So I mean, if you're talking to a man in a certain type of way in a male dominated space, he's gonna talk to you like you're a man, because you don't realize you're talking to him like you are a man. So then when he does that, and now your feelings are hurt, and now you want to put emotions into it, now is, oh, he's the bad guy, when he hasn't did anything different than what he was doing before you came. So I mean, that's all I had to say about that part. For real, was just it was disingenuous. It seemed like it was orchestrated, and you don't have to be there. I mean, why should anybody change anything for your comfort when you wouldn't do the same for theirs?
All right. My man King Spark. What you
What's
got?
up, Trigger Mike? Man, this woman was a snake. She slipped in a situation to steal, man. That's all she did. She's an opportunist. She's the
Yep.
type of chick that walks into Walmart and see that the lady didn't put out the wet floor sign and slips down and falls just so she could sue the damn place. She came up in there. If you listen to the live stream, I went back and listened to it. She admits the whole time that she don't care what the woman's behavior was. She didn't care what the woman said. All she kept saying is that you can't talk to women like that. You can't talk to women like that. So she was uninformed. She wasn't even somebody that has been on the panel for a while, or I wouldn't even say she was a fan of the show. She just was an opportunist and used the show as a way to slip in, start up some shit, get a little dust up going, steal some subscribers, and make her way like a thief in the night. That's all it was. She's a snake, dog.
Absolutely. I didn't like that shit one bit, but like I had no idea none of this was going on. It was Easter morning. I was on a plane, 6:55 a.m. Eastern time. I just, doing a scroll, like who live, who's watching. And I look at the title like, what? Who the f- sent boycott? Like I start watching it, then I can't even finish it. The first 50 minutes or whatever I watched between sitting down, right before I boarded the plane and on the plane, I was hot. I can't even lie to you. So listen, I got a question. We got 359 people watching. Get those likes up right now. I need those likes all the way up past 200. We giving you fire today. All right. So naturally, everybody knows what we're talking about. Hopefully, I didn't throw any stones because I'm not hiding my hands. I'm not. I can't do it. When men throw stones, we got to deal with all the repercussions of that shit too. Naturally.
Mhm.
Okay. So I got a question for y'all, the audience. This is the Lapeef audience, the people that frequent this network. Many of you have been viewers for years. All right. So I respect and acknowledge your opinion, no matter what it is. And I want to know from you. And we're going to start with Mr. Rich. In your opinion, do men disrespect women on the Lapeef Network?
No, listen, it gets a little rough, but you want to deal in a equal world. You got to be able to handle it, right? So I don't. The answer is no. I mean, the women, they give if they're gonna give, they got to take. So I don't even know about the question. And none of the women get disrespected on the show, no more than they give out disrespect. It's just you have a conversation. You don't like what you have a difference of opinion, and that's it. Some of the women get beside themselves, and listen, it's the host show, and the host didn't do this. So let's just say Anton is the enforcer, right? But he's given some men as much smoke as he's given women who get
Yeah.
out of line.
They love that shit though. They loved it when that's happening.
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
say that
he's
again.
like an equal opportunity enforcer when somebody gets out of line. So I mean, the women should be able to take it. That's one of the reasons why I really feel bad about the genuflection, to this chick. I don't think any men in any of this manosphere should be genuflecting to any woman. So forget that. And if I could name, let me tell you, I just love the way Obsidian doesn't care about none of these women. I mean, I mentioned this product. We don't have to go over there, but he gives them everything he's got, and he don't give a shit about none of them, and which I think is cool.
All right, John the Baptist, let me get a thumbs up when you can cam up real quick. All right, JT, in your opinion, do men disrespect women on the Lapeef Network?
In my opinion, I think everybody gets the smoke, and I haven't seen one man on there that said something to a female that he didn't say to a man. Um, what I noticed is that when men have to be accountable for the certain topics that they talk about, then is everybody's on a hoorah, everybody jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, that's right, he's wrong. Men are wrong for this, and the men have to eat it every single time. But the moment that a woman is supposed to be accountable for something on the topic, or it's a women's issue that women are part of the problem, it somehow always ends up back to men because of men. And I think that's what heats up a lot of the topics, is because when they try to dodge accountability and Anton holds their feet to the fire, then they get emotional and then they get in their feelings, because I think it forces you to see what's really going on. And then now as well, from my anecdotal experience, or the women around me don't do this, well, we can say the same thing about the men. So I don't think the women get disrespected. Most of the time I've seen any smoke directed to a woman is because she threw the rock first.
Yep.
And the man didn't do nothing but catch it and throw it back. So I mean, it's not really a man's fault if she can't handle that. I mean, like we all said earlier, everybody has the opportunity to leave. You're invited here. Why would you continuously put yourself in an environment that made you feel that bad that you had to go on a smear campaign about it and continue to go back there every single week and expect something different? So I don't think it was as bad as they made it seem. I don't think any woman got disrespected. I feel like the more feminine women get taken up for more, but that's because they're behaving like they're supposed to. When you come at a man with masculine energy in a male dominated space meant for men, you're gonna get the same energy that he gives men. So I don't know. I don't feel like any women have been disrespected to that point. No more than they've disrespected the men. I've seen them disrespect men way worse, and we had to eat it.
Yep. King Spark.
I would say the women have absolutely been disrespected because they disrespect the panel in several different ways. Sometimes it's not just a direct insult. Sometimes they would disrespect the panel by the flow of the conversation or what the topic is, challenging the host, trying to take control of the panel and overtalk people on the panel, or just straight up like have like non-intelligent, I would hate to say that, but like have knowledge, intelligent answers, or be argumentative and just being disingenuous in general, which is disrespect to the conversation, which is disrespect to the panel, and then it could get personal. They could personally start disrespecting people. So yeah, they get disrespected, but it's all fair because you're being it's like being disruptive in the classroom and they get mad because the teacher yell at you.
Yep.
Like if you don't want nobody to yell at you, sit your ass down somewhere.
Listen, that was an excellent analogy, by the way. My issue with all of this is that, remember, I told you, when you come to the group of men, the only group of men anywhere that have made space for you to talk with them at the same time, we didn't make a woman show. We let you on a show where men are talking and you don't behave accordingly. I told y'all this is a unique modern woman problem. They don't want equality. They want sovereignty. And I'm mixing up my philosophers right now. And I think it's Aristotle. It might have been no, one of them was the feminist. But anyway, Plato or Aristotle said, you let them be your equals, they will want to be your superiors. All right? You let them be your equals, soon they will want to be your superiors. These women think they are superior to us because they literally don't say anything about none of this stuff these female content creators put out, but want to come into a male-dominated space and tell us how to conduct ourselves. They have a severely distorted worldview. Severely distorted worldview. I can't even believe this is happening, but I mean, it's something we got to deal with. Smitty, let me get a peace sign when you.
Well, it's funny. JR even gives them the females a panel where it's all females on the Lapeef Network.
Yeah, give them a space to talk. I mean, let me be real. Let me be real. That is probably a part of my frustration, knowing JR personally. And you have to understand, many men, most of the men, the popular men on YouTube, they're not even comfortable with panels. And they'll let one or two vetted women come on, but they'll never let random women come. Most men will come on a panel, but will never want to conduct or facilitate one. And he's been doing that consistently for years. He, like you said, you've seen his tone of voice. He's very professional. He conducts himself as such. He wants people to understand what's going on. He'll answer any questions if you have them, right? But then you're going to go ahead and throw him under the bus like that? That's when I had a problem with it. And if somebody don't show them how they need to conduct themselves in male spaces, goddammit, I'm going to do it.
Oh, it's not just in male spaces, Trigger Mike. Let's not forget the couple of women we've seen that were straight up intoxicated on the panel.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't forget that. Let's not forget that, which is disrespect to themselves and their mama and their kids and their job and everybody in the whole world.
Hey, look,
that was
and let's not forget the disrespect that goes to the women who often take the men's side and they somehow become pick-me's, or to a certain woman is, well, it's not like your day anymore. That was back in your time. Times have changed. And it's simply where if it doesn't go with their agenda, you are public enemy number one. But when you give them that same energy, then they want to holler.
Yep. Let's get my man Smitty in here. Good afternoon to you, bro.
Man, Reed's back. Am I coming through clearly, bro?
A little choppy. You're a little choppy.
Am I choppy? It is?
No, you sound good now.
Is it clear? I do? Is it clear? Okay. All right, Reed's back. Yeah, to what my brother up here on the right was saying, man, a salute to the panel, y'all. When he was talking about how these women, what was you saying? They become pick-me's and everything else, right? Now, what you say? Some they don't be wanting to hear from them?
Yeah, once they don't go with the narrative of the girl code, once they go against the girl code, they public enemy number one, they're pick-me's, or some of the older women who try to give the younger women knowledge is, oh, you that's back
right
in your
there.
day.
Yeah.
Back in your time.
And so what I would say to that is that you know, they can keep on saying that's back in your day, that's back in your time, right? But the fact is that when you have folks like, for example, my parents who've been together with 42 years, you keep on talking about back in their time, but for some reason, from back in their time even to today, they're still together. So obviously they're doing something right. And we keep on trying to get on and nitpick about what was then and what's now. The fact is, everything starts from a ground root basis. So these are the same Black people that I would even say to, well, do you believe that we should study Black history? Well, I mean, yeah, well, if you believe that, you know, so history don't repeat itself. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? I choose to use in life in that same dynamic when it comes to relationships. All right. I want to look back on and see what was our grandparents and them before doing that we can go ahead and capitalize on and make sure that we keep on, because I mean, look, all I know is that the wheel is still round. That's all I know. I don't know nobody who tried to, you know, reshape the wheel. We might have modified the traction, but a wheel go round. It's worked from the beginning. Leave it alone. If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. So I don't be wanting to hear all of this is new, that bull crap. Trigger Mike, to capitalize on landing in here on what you were saying, brother. I personally came into these spaces because, like I said, I mean, before I knew who Kevin Samuels was, a lot of stuff that man talks about, I'm one of them guys, I've been on that page. I've been in that headspace. I just had such a hard time. I had such a hard time finding this space. I've been there. You know, everything I've been most part Kevin saying, or anybody know big been doing this a long time. I've been there. And I just said, man, finally, I bet I'm not alone. I finally found somewhere where I'm around like-minded men, manly men. Men who don't bitch and start crying about because I'm just talking to you about sports and you mad because your team losing. Like, bruh, stop it. Now you really trying to really fight because you emotional. I to find men now. And so I'm saying that as far as the women, as far as coming into the spaces, Trigger Mike, it's sad how you can really look at early ass men that I see spaces and these good ass men that I see going back and forth, just like the women do. Not all of us, I'm talking about the ones who infiltrate. And so what I'm saying is, so when the women do come in, we got to understand who opened up that back door for them. Now, I'm not saying on all levels, because you do, like, for example, Brother Aaron, who was definitely tried his best, just the man, like, open up the space. And look, the brother's heart was in the right place, bro. So that right there don't count to me. I'm talking about these brothers out here that real deal be like really going back and forth, and they trying to be in some messy stuff out here. And it's sickening. It's sickening, bro, because it really makes us look bad. And we got enough 8 balls against us in the corner, if you want to say, you know what I mean? Like, we got enough against us already. The last thing that we need in this type of space, man, is the infiltration from one of our own. As far as the men, the women, we expect that. When I see men doing this hoish shit, excuse me, bro, it just nullifies everything we fighting for. Way harder than anything the women can say and or do. Because when they see the men do it, it's nothing to say. You've destroyed any argument, any case we may have in the courtroom that day. You gave the prosecution all ammo to bury us. And what can I say when there's grown men right here, not here, but you know, in the spaces, bruh, no names, just being messy. It's nasty, bro. I digress. My mic is muted, Trig.
No doubt. All right. For those of you just
make America men again. Make America men again, damn it.
I'm down with that. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Trigger Mike Show. Today's topic is, do women belong in male spaces? We've outlined the entire thesis and premise of the discussion. Let me get to this one super chat we got. My man Jack Carter, $5, says, R-Pain looked like the bad guy Robotnik and Sonic with them glasses. All right, that's funny. All right, what question I got next for y'all? And we're going to start with Mr. Rich again. How should a man handle verbal aggression from a woman? And I mean in these spaces, because if they're going to make statements to say we're bullying them and they feel disrespected, then let's hash it out. Let's talk about it from both sides, since they obviously think we're supposed to tuck our tail when they talk. I don't know what kind of men they grew up around. I want to hear from other men. How should a man handle verbal aggression from a woman?
I hear what you're saying. I mean, if you want to set the scenario, I mean, it depends. If I'm on that panel, if they're on our panel, and it happens when we're talking to each other, you just got to make sure you maintain your frame, right? You can't get into a shout match. You can't get into an emotional match with a woman. It's a losing cause. But I wouldn't have any of those honeys summoning me either, right? I think in this space, I think that we should talk about this and move on, right? Like this panel here today, after we get this shit out, we shouldn't even talk about it no more. Absolutely. We should just move on to the solutions that we want. So a woman could have an argument, and if she's just being aggressive and she doesn't have any points to make, I don't think I would entertain her foolishness. You know, I just won't. You know, I said, listen, I probably would just move on. And I certainly wouldn't go to her panel to answer some bullshit that I don't think I'm guilty of. You know, so again, I don't have a big platform. I don't know the dynamics and stuff like that. But, you know, I wouldn't give him that much energy. I could see Anton doing it because he was protecting his family. You know, but everybody else, you know what? Why? What the hell do they say? So aggressive woman, depends on the circumstance. If it's just words, I'm not going to get into a shout match with her because I don't have to be right. I don't have to get the last word. I'll just move on. I say, you know, I'll say my piece and they could just keep going. You know, that's just me. I'm not gonna argue with no honeys in this space. And I think we should. Let me just finish this here. I think we should get this out, and I think we should just plow ahead and try to find some solutions that are men centric. And now we know. Now we actually know who the females who are the enemy. Right? I mean, I used to watch a lot of them, but now you get a better understanding of what they think. They only want to be a part of this manosphere as long as they can make money and they can direct how men move. And that's just over. Those days for women telling us what to do, it's just over. And it's up to us to make sure that shit happens regardless. You know, so that's let me land that there.
All right, JT. Damn. Let me bring the question back up. How should a man handle verbal aggression from a woman?
Well, I'm with Mr. Payne on it depends on whose panel it is. If you're on her panel, then I would say the best way to handle that would be a psychology trick I learned is let her get it off. Let her say what she gotta say. And when she finally starts talking, don't say nothing then. Pause. Give it like 4 or 5 more seconds. Let her think about what she just did and how she made herself look. Because we all know men are the leaders, men are responsible. So the moment you say something back or you match her energy, it's your fault. It's your fault. And that's how we ended up to what happened on, the situation that when they went on the little campaign. All it was men were responding to what they were saying. So I mean, if it's her panel, I would do that. Let her say what she gotta say. If she says something really disrespectful, another psychology trick, ask her, repeat what you said. Because maybe she didn't understand how rude that was or how disrespectful that was, and maybe she'll go about saying it a better way the second time. And we need to start really taking a deep think about who we letting into these panels, who are here genuinely to help the community and help Black people get back together, and who are here for the clicks and views, or who is here with a set mindset and don't plan on changing or don't plan on having open discussion at all. And start implementing something like a 3-strike rule that this person becomes belligerent 3 times, they gotta go. They shouldn't be on the same panel again the next week, repeating the same cycle. Because I've been watching these panels for almost a year and some change, and it's been very good discussions and topics that people have spoken on, and certain people will derail that, and then it gets to the point where they don't even want to talk about it no more. It's on to the next question. I'm like, hold on, we got some unfinished business. We ain't even answered these questions all the way. So I think personally you just can't bicker back. And this is where I know women say this a lot, but this is the one time that phrase will actually make sense. And that's when she's verbally abusive like that. Who hurt you? Like, who really did hurt you to make you have that energy? We need to get down to the bottom of that and figure out why our women are feeling the way that they feel about not just the men that hurt them, but all men. Like, you're the enemy as soon as they see the men. And a lot of times it's passed down from the mother herself. But I mean, we just have to understand that. I mean, women talk about abuse a lot, but some women can be the most abusive as far as verbally, because it's not just physically. We oftentimes talk about physical abuse from a man in the every 5 hours a Black man, that stat where a Black man kills a Black woman or whatever. But we don't oftentimes talk about how verbally abusive and verbally manipulative that some women are when it comes to other men, when it comes to their own kids, and when it comes to other women. They could be real close friends with a woman, and the moment something don't align or they not friends no more, now they on Facebook and Instagram airing out the dirty laundry. We don't see men do that. If a man ain't, if we not cool no more, and I used to be your friend or your partner, I'm not finna go around on the internet talking about what you did or what we had going on.
Hey, actually, JT, men are not supposed to do that, but one nigga just violated and trespassed all over that this weekend. So we need to talk about that. But yeah, men not supposed to do that.
You're right.
God damn.
You ain't lying, Trey.
You right. I thought about what you just said. Yo, you right. That's
I
feminine
mean,
energy though.
Oh
probably
man,
top five I've moves like that I've ever seen in my life, just for life. It's like
man.
if you do that,
I
like we
it's
can't even be cool no more. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you're not
that
cool.
was extremely feminine right there.
But
You done, JT? JT
Yeah,
done?
I'm done. I'm
and
passing
we
it over.
all
I think what we should do is we should set the rules of engagement. It's kind of like a spades
Yes.
game. When you go play spades in somebody's house, y'all set the house rules, right? Now, on the first infraction, you're immediately muted and told about your infraction. On the second one, you were immediately removed from the panel, and HR sends you an email and lets you know why you were removed, and we
Yep.
just keep moving. That's it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We just keep it moving, and we just weed through them and see if we can find some women that are have the prowess to have to intellectually box on the panel and keep it clean.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance. We should have zero tolerance, so we don't even have to go down that road. That's all I got.
I was going to
Alright.
Okay. Good afternoon,
go
gentlemen.
ahead, brother. You can go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying good afternoon, gentlemen.
Respect.
I was going to say to piggyback off of. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we got you.
Gotcha. Okay. So to piggyback off what King Spark was talking about, yeah, when you have a panel, you have a show, you got rules, and yeah, you set them rules, you set the rules up. Hey, look, we go stick to the facts. We're not gonna make any insults toward the other person. We're not gonna be over talking. You got to set those rules up in effect. And another thing I remember about in 48 Laws of Power, was it Law 36? Disdain the things you cannot have, ignore them is the best revenge. When people start getting out of line and start talking crazy and stuff, I've learned. I remember this tactic too. Something to JT talked about. Ignore. Just don't even entertain them. Let them sit there and talk. Mute them for a minute. Let them talk. Let them look crazy, talking stupid, saying what they say. Ignore them, because the more you feed into the person, there's only a conversation can only happen between two people. If one other person's only talking, they talking to themselves. You cut off that dynamic, they only talk to themselves. They looking stupid.
Jay, let me say something to that, because I'm gonna dive deep into this and study, and I want y'all to know, because I've read 48 Laws of Power, and the one I've learned, it took me repeated violations to learn that you don't outshine the master. That's the one I kept violating throughout my life. Okay? But as I look into these ways that we move about and these rules that we try to guide ourselves by, y'all not realize that these rules were actually made for communication between men only. If you look into it and look at the context, these rules apply about dialogue between men, because after, as I previously stated in the monologue, men don't talk to women. If you go back to every single ethnic group, 1900s, 18th century, and you can still see it in some cultures today, when you show up, if it's not fellowship over food, if it's not dinner, the men go over here, the women stay on their side. Dialogue between men and women the world over still does not happen. We are the only people trying to do this. Now, here is why I say it's twofold. So what you're saying, you're not wrong, but it's twofold. What men have to stop doing, we got to stop being noble idiots. Our nobility to stay quiet and ignore is a rule that we should use between men, because we know the trespasses and the intensity that each of us can bring if it goes left. My disagreement with, I think, what most people have said on this is, if a woman crosses you, she is now crossed into a male space. And you don't necessarily have to argue with her, but you better let her know she cannot trespass against you. So that statement needs to be, when a woman steps into your space, put her back into hers. Period. That is something I need to see every man on every panel do, every panelist. When she creeps her ass over here and trespasses once and she gets away with it, guess who's coming behind her to do the same thing? That's why I said it repeated times. We need to teach them, if nothing. cannot trespass against us in any way because
That's like
these laws were created between men. They have no business.
So
that's like
we
in real life.
Let me
I said this real quick. That's just
let me
go ahead,
tap in
go ahead,
real
go ahead,
quick.
go ahead.
King Spark.
Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. Am I coming through clear?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
coming through clear?
Mhm.
Okay, and I was making sure. All right, look, right. So I remember I was on the panel, man, and I was kind of going through a little heated back and forth with another dude. It was a female on the panel, and she kept trying to interject. And I kept trying to say, I need for you to stand down right now. Two men are, and everybody in the chat and everything, you shouldn't talk to a woman like that. And I'm like, mother. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was grinding my like that was really a moment I had to hold my composure because I'm saying to myself, y'all letting her do it. Going back and forth. He said something to me. I'm trying to respond to this man. Shorty, I need you don't say nothing. You do not step into that. But she got all the backup in the world to step into it.
Well,
and it's like my hands are tied behind my back at that point. But to answer the question, Trigger Mike, real quick, so we can pass it off to the rest of the folks, right? Me, I'm a back and forth with that because you said it. I'm not with all that just being quiet because that's the reason why they think they can do everything they do now. I just believe that we need to master the art of response to them. Master that.
I like that.
All that, nah, don't argue. Shit. Her ass said she want to be equal. She stepped into this space. She know what time it is. Then we need to give it to her.
Yep.
Stop playing with me. Dog, you nothing. I do these panels just like I do real life. You not gonna play with me. Women don't play with me in real life. You not gonna play trying to put you in your place. Nothing. It's just I know my position. I know my position. You not gonna play with me. And I don't get no type of games. I don't get a lot of pushback in real life. I'm not having that here. You not just because we in some square and I can't reach. Nah, you're not gonna do that. So my whole thing is now, you're right. Landing it right here, wheels down. It's hold on, wheels down. It's an art to it. Yes. Don't just get loud and emotional. That's when we lose. It's a way, like I said, master the art of the response. You gotta know when to raise your voice, and it could be tough because they're real cunning with their tongue and they slice deep, know how to say stuff to pull you out your square. But I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead, bro.
I just want to say this. How long before?
Go ahead.
So
John the
I
Baptist in the back. Let me get a thumbs up when you can.
I'm just gonna say this now. I really think it really comes down to the host, right? Because if the host actually let them get away with it, it licensed them to go back and forth. If a host, whoever's hosting the show, if they shut it down at the beginning, hey, check this out. We do not talk to men like this on this side of the door. I get where you go if you want to go back, but I'm not going to allow you to disrespect them. I think it actually gives you full control. But when the host is sicking them, let them talk. Because this is what I hear. The host, like, it's a man saying, let her talk. Let her get her piece out. She got the right to say whatever she wants. What you do is hell no. You actually take the power.
Eat a man. Let me respond to that. Because I hope. Go ahead. Finish up. My bad.
I've experienced that, bro. I've experienced that too, bro. I hate it, man. And it's they show, you gotta let you just gotta fall back. It's they show.
No, go ahead, E-Man. Finish.
So the only point that I'm saying is whatever the host allow, the other men have to allow because it's his platform. If you say that she can disrespect the man, who is somebody, if this is not my show, to come up and tell her how to operate on your show? You have ultimate power. And that's the point that I'm making is you have the power to take that away from her. You got, like, I can't drop her down. I can't discipline her in that moment. Only thing I could do is yell. Only thing I could do is go back at her. But I don't have the power that the hosts typically have, Mike.
So Yeah, I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly because what you just did. So naturally, I'm more the same way Smitty said we have to master the art of the response. We also have to master that type of art. Hosting is actually extremely hard to do because if you accidentally take away the fairness, but you're trying to keep balance. You see what I'm saying? Fairness is balance. If I'm not going to do the same thing to the men, I can't do it to the women. This is why I said I tried to make a disclaimer for it. Men view disrespect different than women view it. All right. That's why we don't talk to like I've rarely ever seen a point that I need to check a man because once the woman comes across, it's not, ooh, let her speak. It's if she you have to let her trespass a little bit unless she's going deep
Why?
and cutting
Why?
everybody off and doing all that
Why?
stuff. What I'm saying is that they are invited under the pretense that they are allowed to talk and say and like go back and forth. The man himself that's going back and forth with that woman is the person who shouldn't allow it. All
No,
right.
no,
Even on
That's
my panels that I host,
I,
because it's not the host. Yeah, it's not the host's job to hold a line for men. Because if I was a dude on the panel, I'd be like, I don't need nobody to do that for me. I can handle her.
no,
That's
no.
right.
Trigger
You
Mike, but
know?
listen,
They say
hold,
that
no,
they say
hold
that all
on,
the time though,
hold on.
Craig.
Let me say this because Trigger Mike did respond to me. If it's a man speaking on somebody else's wife, on somebody else's child, the host would check him. The
Oh,
host is
okay,
gonna
okay.
check.
So
Hold on, listen. The
that's why I
host,
Yeah.
said trespass. I'm not talking about regular dialogue. I'm talking
no,
about serious trespass. Yeah, we don't do that here.
no,
Like,
no.
you know,
I'm not saying that they shouldn't have a voice. So I think if a woman and a man is disagreeing, that is not what we're talking about. But when she
that's
starts
right.
trying to cut deep and she's trying to say, "Hey, your mama, your daddy, your wife, your this,"
Oh no, I
I
don't
think
never
the
get to that
host need
point.
to jump into that and say, "Hey, check this out. We don't do that over here. Hey, let him finish, just like he's gonna let you
oh yeah, yeah.
finish."
All right,
So
no, my mistake. I agree
Yeah,
with
it don't
that
get to that point.
100%.
No, I
Yeah.
don't get to
Yeah,
that
I was gonna
point.
say most
People ain't never
I
been
haven't been
like
in
that.
that situation, but I agree, man. That's true. Demetrius Carter, go ahead, get yours out, bro.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to shout out to the panel. I listen to you guys every day. Y'all get me through my work day. My background is in architecture. This is freaking amazing. Um, Let me just say, I've been watching Lapeef for a minute, and on that particular show, the Thursday show, everybody knows the Thursday show is the prime time show that shit might go down. I mean, ish might go down. So if you coming on that panel, you got to come with your gloves, you got to come with your boxing gloves, and you got to be ready to roll. And when you say stuff, back it up. A lot of times, you know, people speak out of context on the show, and that's what caused the conversation to get derailed. So we'll be talking about X topic, and then somebody will ask a question while the person's answering it, and then that's when the show gets derailed when it's supposed to be a concentration on just this particular question, answer the question, and then just move on. Now, to answer the question below, how should men handle verbal aggression from women? We don't. We usually just take it and just say, "Hey, all right, cool." Usually, what we was taught from back in the day, bro, just let them get it out, and then that's it. A lot of times, you don't hang around women who deals in that kind of behavior because we know as men that we can get in some real serious trouble when we get into altercations with women being disrespectful. So you rather not deal with women like that. Hell, we don't even deal with men that's disrespectful like that because as men, we already know that if we get into an altercation, let's say King Spark and I had a disagreement, and all I have to say to him is, "I will f you up," and it's going down immediately. Hey, I say I'm going to f you up, man. I got to back that up immediately. I can't just say that out of my mouth. And a lot of times, women just say stuff out of their mouth, and they don't get to back it up, don't have context, and then they come up with all of this aggression and stuff, and it's just terrible. And I also just want to say that Lapeef Jr. didn't have to apologize to this lady. I don't even know who this lady was. I'm like, who the heck is this person? Talking about this man network. This man network, he do it how he wants to do it. And he has different platforms for each day, have different topics for each day. It's just extremely unfair that we even have to have this conversation about my gentleman, Mr. JR, because man, the dude is doing a masterful job of allowing people to come on the platform, speak their piece, and then just move forward. You feel me? So I just thank y'all for having me on, man. Salute to y'all.
Hey, Trigger Mike, let me say this real quick, man. It's a public service announcement for all these damn panels, man. And this will be going wrong, right? This for
Come
panels
on.
and people in real life trying to have a conversation, especially when we talking about women trying to talk to a woman, right? If you are talking to a woman and you say, Miss or baby, blah, 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 this is my issue with you. And her response is, baby, well, what about when you blah, 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 blah? That's a
Yeah, what about the
conversation
men?
that is not
Yeah.
going any damn where.
That's
Now,
right.
here's
What
the
about the
thing. This is what I
men?
tell my
Not
lady.
all them
This is what I
transitional
tell
phrases
my
that don't
lady.
have nothing to do with the conversation. Yep.
This is what I tell my lady. You could take issue with me. I don't mind you taking issue with me or giving me the same constructive criticism that I give you, right? But you ain't gonna do that shit on my time. When I ask you these questions, we talking about you. Now, if you want to go have a cup of coffee, take a walk, and come back and then start a conversation, and you want to address my shortcomings, that's fine. But we can't do that shit at the same time. And that's why these panels don't get going no damn where, because that's exactly how the women respond. And now we don't know whether we coming or going in the goddamn conversation.
Hey, so
That's
you know
all I
what,
got.
Brother Ikene has a point when he says women shouldn't be in our conversations. But I
Them
disagree
facts.
with
Them
him,
facts.
depending on what the conversation is, right? Because sometimes you need to have women have a well-rounded conversation. But a lot of times when we talk about shit and we want to get things done, we probably shouldn't have any women around. It depends on it depends on what the issue is, because especially if they want to play games, we already know women, right? They don't like to take an L. They don't like to take
Never.
accountability, and it's hard to have any kind of legitimate discussion with women when they don't want to do their part to be rational, right? I mean, I had a family member. I always get this shit from women, and I'm gonna be real quick about them and them being the gatekeepers of sex. They freely agree that they're gatekeepers of sex, but they don't want to take a responsibility for anything that happens when they let a guy stick his Johnson in. It's his fault. It's his thing. It's this. What happened to my body, my choice? Oh, that shit only goes for certain things, but so I just tell them, I said, listen, it's your responsibility. If it's not an SA situation, you have the final consent for anybody you have sex with. And
Can
you
I say
can't
something
And,
real quick, brother?
and
Real
Mr.
quick.
Payne,
Let me.
Mr. Payne, real
Can I?
quick.
Can I? Can I
And the
tap in on
reason,
that real quick? Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
hold
All
on,
right.
Mr. Smitty. I'm gonna be
Smitty.
real quick.
All right,
Go
go
And
ahead.
ahead.
the
Go
reason
ahead.
why Mr. Payne that like they don't respond responsibly is because it requires them to be accountable. And as
Right.
men, we not allowed to say, oh, say something bad out of our mouth or speak the left side of our tongue. We can't be double minded in what we say. We got to be very specific in what we say and give out instruction because we don't have that kind of time. But for women, it's like, oh, well, I could just say whatever the heck I want and I'm gonna still be backed up. But it requires them. At the bottom line is that they're required to be accountable for themselves.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
just
why I
one,
said we,
one
as men, we don't
example.
even deal with them kind of women because them the kind of women that get all of us in trouble. But as the
But let me
old
tap
saying
in on
goes,
this real quick,
I'm,
real
I'm
quick,
gonna
for
be
y'all
real
go too
quick.
far though.
Mr. Smith, I'm
Oh,
gonna be
go ahead.
real
Go ahead.
quick
Go ahead. My bad.
because I'm gonna get out of
My
here. I
bad.
gotta get back to work. But like, do y'all remember the Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Y'all remember his old one of his sayings was "Know your role and shut your mouth." It took me a while
Yeah.
to understand what he was actually saying. So know your role. It's just like anybody. A coach give you a role. A player has a role. Assistant coaches have a role. Everybody has a role. And shut your mouth means that not sometimes it's better. God gave you two ears and one mouth. He didn't give you two mouths and one ear. So that means that you have to
Right.
listen before you speak.
Twice
And
as
a
much
lot of
as you
times women, exactly. And so women don't do that. Why? Because nobody is going to allow them to be accountable for what they say. So they don't care about what you're saying. They don't even use their ears. They just talk out of their mouths. But for us, it's dangerous if we don't use our ears and then be able to follow up, whatever we say, be efficient in what we say and move accordingly. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much. I'm going to just back
all
out of
right.
here, man. Salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Let it
Man, salute. Salute. Trigger Mike, one thing, I mean, because I've seen you on it plenty of times, and what actually, out of the whole Lapeef, the different segments that they would have, you know which one I really enjoyed the most, Trigger Mike? King Talk. I really enjoyed King Talk a lot. And guys, we'll kind of go back and forth. I noticed that with the fellas, you guys are, but it's not the same when the women on there. And all I'm saying is that, like, that idea, that concept, like, I noticed how, like, that would be something I really, man, I would tune in heavy on the King Talk one, because I like the fact of, all right, bet, man. And it was almost like a it was like a sigh of relief, almost like, finally, I just get to hear what the men gotta say. I just want to hear what my brothers are thinking. You know what I mean? It was more refreshing. It's not like a, oh shoot, which one of them gonna pop it off first? Between like the sister crew, which one gonna kick it off with some dumb shit first? And it's like, I mean, I think that us as men, I mean, that right there, I've seen it for my own eyes. You've been up there, brother Trig, and I think something like that, like at least that idea, that concept, maybe we should learn to encompass that a lot more in these spaces. Not saying kick the women out, because for whatever reason, they're a necessary purpose, right? We all know this. They are, whether it's to get more views in, because don't nobody want to see a sausage fest all day, the whole nine. They are a necessary evil. I will say that. But I think we need to encompass more things like that, because I personally noticed it was a lot more controlled. I digress. My mic is muted.
All right, Jay, did you get in on this yet? On this question?
Oh yeah, I spoke on this question about what can we do.
All right, definitely. Appreciate that. We got a bunch of super chats that came through. I appreciate everybody for coming through to the Trigger Mike show. We talking heavy talk today, man. I mean, I like it. Dialogue amongst men, teaching women how to treat us. And I will tell you, I guess there's people listening that got the message and they in the chat thinking we talk about them. And I got to tell y'all, I really don't care. I really don't care. Y'all don't know how to treat men until we teach y'all how to treat us. You see what I'm saying? Just the same way we're talking about it. When you trespass, and this is my ultimate message on this one topic, when you trespass against a man, take their opportunity away, bro. Take the opportunity for them to do that shit again. I don't know how many times somebody going to show you. I mean, I felt like Anton was talking to me and I was watching the damn thing with 1,300 people. He said, when they show you who they are, believe them the first time. Believe them the first time. That everybody, like, there's so many disingenuous people. And this is not anybody personally. I've been in this space less than a year. I've seen at least 100 people come and go. The first time they get their ass whooped in the back chat and on a live, they gone forever, right? But what I like about that is that this ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. If you're gonna throw stones, hide your hands, and then a man put you in your place and let you know you can't play with him like that, then if you that man and you the one giving opportunity, take that fucking opportunity away. I'm about tired of this in these spaces.
You know what Trigger Mike?
Wife's
It
cool.
also.
Go ahead, King Spark, my bad.
I kind of really just lost my train of thought, but I think right about it. Go ahead, wife's cool.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hello.
One day I just turned on YouTube and I just seen that like there was this freaking storm that was going on. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it was just seemed like this tumbling. I didn't like it. And so to hear that women are being disrespectful in men's spaces, I enjoy actually coming on to the Trigger Mike show and things like that, because I like guys. Yeah, I like you guys. That's what we like, and but there's another level of being respectful.
Charles, let me get a thumbs up.
Just to be respectful to a man. And I learned that from my father. My father is, straight to the point, direct. And I've been around a lot of men that are very, that I respected a lot, and they command respect and they put you in your place. So I'm just used to that. So when a woman doesn't experience that, or if she's pretty and everybody just lets her have her way, she's a brat. She's a spoiled brat. And that's just not cool, just because that's how people respond to you in your real life does not give you license to treat anybody any type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some dudes that are just not going to have it. And I was listening to a man. He was saying like, well, if a woman's being disrespectful, how can I combat that? You know, you want to tell the host like, you know, mute her or something. But, you know, as, you know, in these days as women, we need to be more accountable. We need to have more education about our history, about ourselves, about what triggers us. Because sometimes you can come into these spaces and the men are very direct, I find. And then sometimes if you're not aware of what your trigger is, that will trigger you. And then you'll start attacking Jay, you'll start attacking Smitty, you're going to attack King Spark because you're insecure in yourself because you don't, you know, you're not aware of that. You haven't healed that part of your life. And so it's not King Spark's responsibility to make you feel comfortable. It's not, you know, it's not their responsibility to make you feel comfortable. Actually, you need to fix that problem and set it straight with yourself. And then, you know, maybe come back to the panel, apologize. But a lot of women, like I've done in the past, it's just that need to be right. And that's just killing everything. Like you just don't have to speak everything that's on your mind. Ladies, you don't have to speak everything that's on your mind. Write it down or, you know, breathe and come back and say it a different way. Because sometimes it's the delivery of how you say it. Like I can talk to you.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, I respect it. Hold on. I remember what I wanted to say. A lot of people too, I think, is the issue is that they don't come on these panels with an open mind.
Yeah,
you could actually get on these panels and learn something if you come on with the open mind. A lot of people get on these panels to stand on their soapbox, right? And I've been watching these panels since, I don't know, I guess it's been about 2 years now. But literally, I could look at the panel when the show starts and tell you whether it's going to be some bullshit or not. I don't even got to, you know, the conversation we have to start. I can say, who up
Facts,
there?
bruh.
Oh, yeah, it's about to be some bullshit tonight. We ain't going to get nowhere
Facts,
tonight.
my
It's going to be
nigga.
a bunch of fireworks. You know what I'm saying? So I think if people just come on the panel with the possibility that you could learn something or the possibility you may be wrong or that you could take another point of view or perspective from somebody else, then it'll help a whole lot.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have.
Yeah. Come up ready to learn, not fight. You know, don't be so quick to come up ready to just have smoke for everybody. You know what I mean? Like come up and like, you know, because like me personally, when I hop on panels, I literally hop up saying to myself, I have some ideas. I have some experiences. I want to share mine with y'all. I want to bounce it off, and I just want to hear what you got to say, what he has to say, she has to say, and let's just bounce everything off each other. I didn't come up here to see who got the biggest balls and titties and who can, you know, outright who and nah, man. I don't have time for that shit. I deal with that in the regular world and stuff. I just want to. I thought I found like-minded folks. And I've never gotten into so many goddamn arguments with people who I thought was like-minded. This shit is weird.
So then I got a question. Then.
So that's let me just say this. How do we make this situation, you know, how do we talk about this situation and actually leave this panel with what we think is a solution?
Oh, we got. I remember
Well,
the dialogue.
if that's on
I
your,
was gonna say the
on your agenda.
dialogue. The dialogue is the solution.
The dialogue?
So I think this is actually.
Well,
Hold on.
what do you mean by
I
that?
think this is a solution-oriented show. Let me tell you one of the things that I've noticed, because this solution-based thing, it doesn't happen at the speed people think it happens, right? The one thing that women need is notice. They need formal notice. We can't tiptoe around them like they're the ones who are in charge. I've now told you this is how I not only, well, I don't like saying feel. This is what I believe. Now you trespass against me, I'm paying extra attention. I'm not going to let it happen right in front of my face. What you're going to see in the next week, too, everybody's going to be super gentle, super ginger on the panels, very respectful, very how you doing? Because,
right.
I mean, think about it. People say this all the time, and I think Kevin Samuels was the one who said it. Men know how things can get. And here's the funny thing, and we have to teach women, because if they're going to be in this space, they're going to have to learn a few things. Men know, like you've never seen a man do something terrible and egregious and be yelling in the courtroom, I don't deserve this. You've never heard it. You knew exactly what was coming for you. You're trying to get off, right? A dude never slapped another dude, got slapped back, and be like, "Why'd you do that? Damn, why'd you do that? I didn't deserve that." Men don't do that. So now we got to teach these women. You want to come in here and trespass against us? Put those boxing gloves on. You're gonna get boxed. Get in. You're like, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is actually pretty funny. It's from that movie, Never Back Down. They said the body only registers two feelings. The only two things go through your head when you get hit: either get in or get the hell out. Those are the only rules now.
Fight or flight. Fight or flight. That's right.
You either keep going or you better understand who the hell you are, where the hell you at, and get the hell out. That's all. Those are the rules of engagement. Now, if you gangster like that, keep going. None shall bother you. Or else sit your ass in your femininity and let them protect you if somebody bullying you. But let me get these super chats out of the way. Humble, let me get a thumbs up so I know it's you.
I had a question in reference to that. So we hear a lot of times how it's about the male ego and stuff like that. A man's ego is fragile. So is it fair to say that a woman's ego can also be fragile?
It's more fragile. So we need to stop saying terms, Jay Random.
Way more.
We need to stop saying terms like male ego. There's just ego. And now that women have amassed circumstances in their life that men have always had, we notice they are far more egotistical than men could ever be. The reason they come to these spaces and violate so much, as somebody just said, is because you know where you came to, you just didn't expect to lose. So these responses that we get are literally their ego being bruised and them lashing out at that fact. They came in expecting to throw a haymaker and they got knocked out, and they don't like the fact that their tooth is now loose, right? So let me get these super chat.
True.
Prophecy to Savior $10 said, I saw this coming a mile away. Want to fix this space? Just stop inviting them to the panel. We need more Trigger Mike show. King Talk and Sage Talk, no more Thursday show. I don't know if you've seen how those super chats come in. That Thursday show ain't going nowhere, bro. Hallman Harvey, $5. Y'all look sad. Publicly complaining about women. MLG said it best. Y'all weird. Did you just say Mr. Let Go? I can't even. After what happened to you must not have saw the festivities from this weekend. Weak ass super chat. Don't send me no more super chats. So y'all want to censor women? Of course you're gonna say something stupid like that. Hallman Harvey, how you guys look and act? I see why women were disrespecting y'all.
That's a troll.
I appreciate your money, man. Greatness to work. $5. Didn't y'all see what KS did when women like Yanni tried to talk too much? He shut that down for a reason. We can control the narrative, not them. And let me make a statement to that as well. I got
a question for you when you're done, Trigger Mike. When you're done, I got a question.
I don't have disrespectful panels. We have respective dialogue. And I think Edaman said it. He's right. It has a lot to do with the host, right? Because what I've noticed is there's some people that won't come on this show. If you want to really be honest, there's some people that won't come on this show because it's not that type of party, right? I can have 1,000 people watching at once if we want to throw stones and let them feel like they're going to gain ground on somebody here. But doing that shit that they do on some of those other panels will look stupid here. We'll all just be sitting back like, are you done? Because we were having some conversation. We were getting to the bottom of some shit. So I agree. All right. Especially the women. Like I said, shout out to Wife School. Shout out to Wife School. Shout out to, who be coming on here? PhD. Shout out to all of them. Because no matter how they behave on any other panel, they know how to act on this panel.
Yeah.
I'll even give them that. Y'all know some of these women be terrorizing other panels, but I
remember Smitty from
appreciate y'all for that.
I see him sometimes.
Most of y'all are not the leaders you claim to be. Says the person who will never came up.
Says the Pookie.
I know, right? Every time they never will came up and say it.
And a leader.
They'll never came up.
But let me ask you this real quick, Trigger Mike. So we do a lot of talk. Now, listen, this is just hypothetically speaking because I have no intentions of trying that experiment, but I'm just curious. We have a lot of talk about how they've infiltrated our spaces. What do you think would happen if we just went on ahead and stormed their capital, just showing up on 8 panels and everything, just yep, be back, yep, backstage, just a waving, like I don't know, like
Oh, I got a
Do
perfect
you
answer
think
for this.
maybe we can get the message across by showing them how annoying
No,
this
bro.
shit is?
I have a,
Just kind of play
I
their
have a
game.
perfect. Yo, I got a perfect answer for
Ignore
this.
them. Ignore them.
No, I got a
Women
perfect
want
answer.
attention.
See, this is the thing.
Ignore
This is
them.
the thing. This is how I can make several statements here. Equality is safe in the hands of men because we distribute opportunity far better than women do and could ever do. Women are communists, almost by design. When a woman doesn't like what you have to say and she's the owner of that panel or that stream, she will try to censor your ass. She will
Mute
mute
button.
you. She will block
Automatic
you
mute.
because she will mute you and she will block you. Men don't have to do that to the woman. You see what I'm saying? So,
So guess what? Watch this.
I don't know who he think he blocked. They are communists, bro. If they don't like what you're saying or what you're doing, they will want to take away your ability to say it. It'll never happen.
Hey Trig, but see, think about it. Then you know what that's telling me? That's telling me that they got a better stronghold on their fortress. I think we need to start adopting some of their qualities. See, apparently you're telling me they know how to keep us out. That's all I just heard. All I heard is that, oh nah, man, they got airtight security. You're not gonna infiltrate it.
No, Smitty. It's actually like it's a moot point. It's a moot point. Men don't. So remember when I said anything that is for men is considered to be unisex. Women always want to be a part of what the fuck we're doing. I'm not going to their page to go listen to Mascara and who going to the fucking
hell no.
I don't give a fuck what they doing.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Unless it's somebody like White School who invites me over there to say, I'm doing this for wives and I think you have a great opinion. Or I'm watching support that she is a respectful woman that always shows us love and I want to direct that support back. We don't go over there for nothing.
And Smitty, we gotta let them
give me a thumbs up.
Salute. Okay.
Hey,
okay.
Smitty.
All right.
Hey,
now I was just wondering hypothetically.
No, I was just
what's up?
The real reason. What I'm saying is the real reason because if we're saying that we're trying to promote families, right, and help our community out, we do have to let the woman up so brothers can see that there are some still good women out there. Right? We still have to have. We want.
But look at how they treat us when we do. Look at what they do to us. They crucify us.
I just think we should just have a better hold on who we invite to the party.
Exactly.
But you also have to think.
I agree.
We should have a better. A better
VIP only. Pass at the door.
But check this out. A lot of the issues.
You don't. Hold on. Because we told him or her to come up, and now they in the back chat. The real Pookie, you don't have to put your face, okay? You could put a thumb. You can put a thumb up, and we'll let you up. Put your thumb in the camera view, and I'll let you up.
But you have to think.
This should be peaceful.
Think about it. A lot of the issues that we talk about, and we say is wrong with the community. A lot of those women who get belligerent and upset are a reflection of what we say is wrong. So you have to think about how they're taking it right off the bat when we say, okay, we need fathers in the household. We need men and women to stay together. We need to change the laws in the child support system. When we start talking about certain things that affect what they have going on, whether we know it or not, they take offense to it. They feel like they're targeted. They feel like it's personal to them. So while men a lot of times can separate that from person to person and say that, okay, this is a topic, just a topic. We talking about it. We're trying to get to the bottom of the issue. They already feel like you calling them out by their name. You already pointing at them. You pointing the finger at them. So it's bound to go down to hell from the start of it because they feel like they're attacked. And then
some of them we are attacking some of them. Some of them need to be attacked. Some we be having real terrorists up here. Like
you can't treat them on the
like for real terrorists.
They can't
disagree. I just
a hurt dog
of matching energy. I'm personally I agree with matching energy, but obviously that hasn't been working because us they love to use the excuse of, well, men, y'all are the leader. We're supposed to be held to a higher standard. So it's with the verbal assault type of problem, it's kind of like physical assault. You're not gonna win either way. If you let a woman hit you, then you a B. Or
The
if you
real
hit the
Pookie,
woman back, then
put
you a
your thumb.
problem.
Put your
I
So
want to
thumb
go
in
after him.
the
I want to go after him.
put your
that's
thumb.
one of those issues where it don't matter what you do, you always gonna be looked at as the bad guy, and women can see
All right.
that a lot of times and use that to their advantage.
We want to hear from the real Pookie. What's up?
Oh, yo, y'all really want to hear from me? Because y'all sound like a bunch of clowns right now, for real. Oh, I can't cam up because I'm at work. So just to let y'all know, I would show my face, but I'm at work right now, and I don't want none of my employees coming in seeing this. But listen, yeah, every day y'all get online and y'all complain about women, and the only problem I have is, why are y'all complaining about the women that y'all don't want? And that sounds crazy to me. It sounds super crazy to me. If you have the women you want, why y'all even worried about these other women? That's a question. Please explain to me why y'all worried about these other women.
I can explain. I can
I
explain.
can
I
explain too.
Yeah,
I
I
can
was gonna
explain
say.
too. Who want to go
Well,
first?
we can go in order. We can go in order. In fact, that's an excellent question. I'm glad you phrased
I
this
got an
question.
answer for you.
I don't even need to bring up any more of my question because that's an excellent question. These women have influence. That's why.
Right. One bad
They
apple
have
will spoil a
influence over
bunch.
our daughters. They have influence over their daughters. They've made their way into media and TV. All right. And the one thing that has been missing from the Black community for the better part of 3 decades is the male opinion on any of this shit. So it's not even necessarily just a change. And if people say, "Oh, this stuff isn't solution oriented, and it's not going to change," it already has. Because I want y'all to go back into all the panels in the manosphere, because I've been doing my history lessons. It used to be that women would say men aren't the leaders. Now women have gone to saying, well, if men are the leaders, then insert stupid ass statement. This stuff is working because women now know how men feel. And I want you to understand something very quickly. You can get 10x, tenfold the amount of men with favorable circumstances in these spaces than you can get women. So when we say shit, it matters. There are more married men here than married women. There are more men in meaningful relationships. There are more men taking care of their kids and not mad at their baby mama in this space than could ever be women. So anything that is an affront to women, they pretend they don't like, but we're men anyway. So we just gonna talk. If we were sitting at Easter dinner watching the game, what we gonna do? Talk to each other like men do. They just get to witness it. And because they don't like what we saying, they're gonna complain, but we still men anyway. Next, anybody
I got it. I got this part of this one. So the reason why I got a stake in this is because, you know what? I got 3 sons, 3 black sons. And at the end of the day, if this is the type of women that they gonna be dealing with when they on the come up, trying to establish their families and their legacies and everything, if the women, if the majority of women are unfavorable, how am I gonna have that next legacy? How am I gonna have some grandkids? How is gonna have? Because that's how you build communities. If our families is not being put together like that, that's how you build. That's real generational wealth. I tell a story all the time, right? So I went to my wife's. I went to a family reunion, right, and I met her grandmother, and so I saw her grandmother. So she had about 6 kids. And then they all had families and stuff, and she had grandkids and a couple of great grandkids running around. And you sitting there looking at this older woman in her 70s. She has an entire community. All these people came through her. Must have been about 80, 90 people there. All these people came through her. And that's what we're missing in the future. If we don't have those type of communities, our community's gonna die out. We're gonna have a whole bunch of single mothers or women not, late, come hitting the wall, hitting the age, going through, menopause or whatever, can't have any kids, and a bunch of men that just feel like they just done with them because they don't want to deal with nonsense.
But not even just that. Real quick though, real quick. Not even just that, brother. Me as a father, my 15-year-old. When I'm talking to her while we're building a birdhouse and doing things, and she's saying to me, "Dad, the girls at school keep asking me, because my daughter 15, keep asking me, how come I don't, wear more makeup, or how come I don't dress like they do? Because my daughter, she dresses as a 15-year-old girl should." She dresses like a
can I?
15-year-old teenager who does violin and soccer. So my point is, where are these girls getting it from? They damn mamas. They getting it from they mamas at home, and they kids is bringing it to my child. So I don't care what you do. You can do whatever. Hold on, I'm almost done. I'm landing. You can take it. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you want to do. But when it starts to affect mine, yes, sir, I got something to say. Why? Because I do care about mine. Plus, these women that you say that we don't want, these women you say that we don't want, bro, at the end of the day, they are still our cousins. They are somehow or another connected to all of us somehow. We all got that cousin with too many kids and too many baby fathers and stuff. We all got a sister or brother, somebody that's messed up. So the fact is, we are still, in a sense, speaking for these people at the same time, sir.
Stop the cat. Stop the cat. Stop it. Y'all don't care about... Come on.
You just explained.
Y'all sound weird.
The reason why we're talking about it. You just explained.
Y'all sound weird. Y'all don't have that much
concern
about.
Let me add this to what, hey Pookie, let me add this to what you're asking. Let me add this.
Stop
because this is
pay attention to how men are trying to have a very valuable discussion and look at what we get. Look at how the devil works.
Oh, so hold on.
This ain't the devil.
Let me put
y'all
this
capping. Y'all not worried about who y'all son's gonna be end up with right now. Y'all don't care about that. Because if that's the case, y'all would be telling your sons, be a virgin until you get married. How many of y'all preaching that to your kids right now?
God, Pookie, you gaslighting like the women do. Hold on.
I ain't gaslighting. I ain't gaslighting.
Mike, let me get it.
Distraction. When men are trying to have meaningful discussions, someone will come and try to distract.
I'm not. This is a real question. Which one of y'all fellas up here teaching your sons to be a virgin until they get married?
Yeah, it's the men's fault.
No, it ain't the men's fault. If you the leader, you say you. If you are the leader, you say you are. Your sons would not have to go through these hardships that y'all predicting for. That y'all predicting for.
Hold on, Pookie. Let me ask you something. Pookie,
I thought y'all was the leaders.
Hey, Pookie,
lead your sons. Lead your sons to be the men y'all wanted them to be.
That is actually not a valid argument because boys being virgins is not the problem.
Making the mistakes that a lot of
virgins well into their 30s.
Yeah, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's their fault. The problem is, are these virgins getting married though?
What are you talking about?
Nigga, what are you up here for? What are you up here for, sir? Why are you up here, bruh?
Because y'all sound like weirdos complaining about women every single day. If y'all are the leaders, y'all
Trigger
say
Mike, this your show, sir. You allow it however long you want.
I have good answers for his questions.
Because
let me make this statement as the ultimate rebuttal to what you said as to why we're here. Fellas, do y'all not realize that women asked for this? They said, where are the men at?
Yep.
They said, where are all the leaders at? What they didn't account for is that when we finally showed up, they would have to come to the front of the congregation too. They didn't understand that calling the leaders to the front means their voice gets downplayed, and we're not gonna let them talk bullshit.
But y'all only blaming the woman. Y'all only blaming the woman. If we are the leaders we saying we are, why are these problems happening?
Bro, we talk about this every panel. We blame the men. Right after that, say that we blaming the women.
Y'all love to get up on these panels and cry about things I don't have.
That's cap. The men feet get held to the fire every single time, and that's the problem.
This is not productive.
When women
this is why I don't like coming up. This is why I stay in
the talking about.
This is why I stay.
You sound more butthurt than the nigga you talking about, bro.
Hold on.
Hey, I don't have women problem. I don't have girl problem.
No, you're on disingenuous energy and misinformation because you're saying, why are we not teaching our sons to be virgins? The boys are virgins. The girls are not. Like, it's literally a few niggas out here fucking all the women, but you want to tell boys to be virgins.
It's the real Pookies fucking the women.
Okay, great.
No. Okay, let me give you my history.
The real Pookie. I think that I'm so sorry, my love.
I'm married with 4 kids, and I've been with my wife since I was 19. So, and I don't have no kids out of wedlock. So my results match what I'm saying.
So we don't know that.
Yes, but now, like, we have women.
Nigga, yeah,
we have
you
a
won't
lot
even
of
show your
modern
face. Shut
women
that shit up.
Need a man.
Shut that shit up.
I'm at work, dog. You want to see what I'm doing?
Shut that shit up, nigga. Show your face.
But a lot of women want to be like men, so that's the problem that
I'm
we're
at work.
having.
This is what I'm doing.
It's the issue of They're not talking about women. They're talking about women's behavior. That's a
Oh,
totally different thing. So you can talk about behaviors that are affecting the results that we want. So the problems that we're having is because of behavior. So it's the cause of it. So that's what I think that Tricky Mike shows and everybody up here is trying to address. Just to be correct.
Bro, we talk about this all the time about how men are supposed to be leaders, how men are supposed to be better. We always talk about how men need to get better jobs, how men need to treat. We always talk about what men need to do, and that's a understanding, a mutual understanding. So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
A
we
I
heard
little.
you.
know, I know one thing though, dog. The only thing I know is this. Every time men are trying to stand up and do something, I don't want. This is why I don't be want to hear nothing about no racist shit. No, none of that. Who is up here trying to derail and come up here and throw a monkey wrench? Is one who looks like who shares our skin tone and features, and then he got the audacity to have a black Trump up there calling himself the motherfucking King Pookie or whatever it is. Like, bruh, I mean, come on, man, cut it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sick of this,
exactly.
dog. We are trying to have a real discussion right now, and we got a real life clown coming up here trying to throw it off. Look at this. We're trying to get something going every time. Every time
But
black men try to
that's
get
the
something going.
infiltrator we're talking about, though.
I
That's the
can't
infiltrator
stand
we're
that,
talking
bro.
about.
Do
Yeah.
y'all understand that our biggest
This
enemy?
ain't no
So it's
game
just like,
time right
let
now,
me
bro.
let me
Save
do
that
let me
for
say
Fight
this.
Club. Go to Fight Club if you want to play games, bro.
Hold on, let me just say this because women have never actually been our enemy. They can't hold us. If we decided to stomp everything out in one day, the shit would be over. The biggest
Yep.
enemy in our fight for the community or building a new community is not women or their behavior. It's simps. It's simp ass
Yep.
niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yep.
my god, it is simp ass niggas. And boy, I got heat for y'all niggas, and I'm literally and figuratively. If you ever get in the way of my family and the shit that I put down in my own household anyway, I got heat for y'all niggas. But I just realized that Mr. Passport Bro, Mr. Charles, has been sitting patiently in the corner.
Yes.
Can we get
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think us men. Well, can you hear me first?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think we messed up because we allowed or we allowed and showed women how to treat some women how because well, not women, the hyenas, because the hyenas mostly main objective is to come over here, infiltrate, and try to get control. Now, this past weekend, for the stuff that everybody done seen, I just don't understand why it was like she was like the YouTube hierarchy, and I was like, why is he kind of explaining himself to this person like I'm not like I said, one of the person said that he didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was, and I'm just like, I don't know why he's explaining himself to this woman like he worked for her when he built the Lapeef Network by himself to pretty much where it is. Majority on Thursday know what they're signing up for. You know what you come to when you go to King Talk. We're gonna see a lot of men centered content. When you show up for Thursday, you know pretty much the gloves are off, and it's pretty much like the Royal Rumble. So as far as us trying to regain the women in the space, I don't know how to kind of really to redirect it to where men can assume back control. Because one of the things I love and I miss about Kevin Samuels was because Kevin Samuels pretty much had a one way, his way or no way for any of the women that try to come on the panel or any other panels he was on where women try to come and try to get one over on him. He pretty much would shut it down, kick off the panel, and re-establish dominance. Now, what we have allowed with the network is the hyenas to come to control, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the usual suspects came colluded together to shift out this attack to where the men had to, well, the men, some of the men had to come and apologize and bow down, which I didn't like.
All right.
Well, can I speak on one thing? We always bring up the topics. We understand that men nowadays are more feminine than ever. We understand that Men need to be more masculine. Men need to get better jobs. Men need to be better providers, better protectors, and better leaders. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much we drill that into a man's head. We can't do that without the women. You cannot lead without pointing out what's wrong with the female in the community and getting them to follow it. Let's say we was to change it today and make every man turned into a leader today. With the culture that we have going on with women, only a select are gonna pass. The rest of them have to learn how to follow too. So I think it's disingenuous to say that we always talk about the women, because we always talk about the men. And when we do talk about the women, we seem to somehow pinpoint it back to it being the men's fault, which I don't have a problem with, because some of it could be our fault. But my thing is, in order for change to be enacted, that requires two parties. Just like it takes two to make a baby, it takes two to change, it takes two to do everything. If we're going to be together, we both have to put in progress and work. So it's not going to happen with us just talking about men all day and not pointing out our grievances that us as men have with the women that we're trying to deal with.
Okay,
Yeah, but
so
that's the women. That's the women. That's not the
let me just
hyenas.
say this. Let me just say this. I haven't said anything in a while. It's a subtle kind of difference, right? We should, we could talk about the problems with some of the women, or we could talk about the kind of women we want to take with us where we're going. There's a difference. It's subtle, right? I'd rather talk about what kind of standards do we want to have for the women we want to move forward with. And it doesn't matter about the women who want to stay where they are. That's how I think about it, right? So, I'm going to just put out a piece soon on the 10 things I think a single man who is childless, who is vetting and courting a woman to be his wife. I'm going to put this out soon. I got 10 things. And all I'm trying to say is, hell with how the women are who don't want to ride with you. It's only important about the women who want to come. Right? So see, in any kind of thing, we're going to leave a whole bunch of men and a whole bunch of women behind. All the men who are simping for the hyenas who try to destroy the manosphere over the weekend, they're not changing.
Of course.
They want to have a glimpse or maybe a sniff, or maybe they might get lucky somewhere with one of these chicks. And, so they're not going to change. And those women, what I saw with one of those women said to Anton, it's no coming back from that. Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying is who do we want to move forward with? And so we don't have to waste time trying to convince other women to do it. You know what? Here's the person. Crimson Cure is doing a great job telling women who the hell they are. So, if I could just put her on and just let her run with black women this, black woman that, she's correcting black women whether they want to hear it or not. She hits all the points, and I don't even need to, as a man, I don't need to reiterate those points. Just like we don't need to have women try to tell us how to be correct when we want to move forward. Because Crimson is doing a great job talking about women. I'm telling you, she's something else.
Well, Mr. Payne, what we got to do, I think, first and foremost, to your point, real quick, what I think we should do, all right, we need to start a filtration system. We really need to start honing in and really laying on it and filtering out between the two. Of course, these these little gump ass simps that like to come up, these trolls and stuff. We need to cut that out, and then from there, slowly, we need to work out. Now, listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, listen, it's like roaches. You can't stop roaches, right, in the world, but you can at least exterminate them from your premises. So that's all I'm saying. We can at least work on, let's start the bombing process. We just need to bomb okay? Let's bomb this bitch, okay? That's all I'm saying. So we need to start at least filtering out and really laying it on. Hold on, hear me. I'm about to shut up. Hear me, I'm about to shut up. All I'm saying is that because I'm trying to get my thoughts together. We need to go ahead and figure out some way to go ahead and really start having some kind of method, some kind of something where, when people come up if you come up in ill faith, then now it's also up to the host, right? It's up to the host now. Because if the host allows people to stay up, that's on the host. And I understand why certain times they do that. I totally get it from a business perspective, but folks need to really just kind of really start putting a foot on folks' necks. I think people out here too nice about that stuff. And I don't mean cuss everybody out and be disrespectful necessarily, but we really need to like lay down the law and stand on it. I'll be ready to stand on shit, but I can't do that by myself if automatically I'm overrun.
I hope what you saying. I honestly, I hope what you saying
trying to teach their
reflects in
kids.
your real
You know
life.
what I'm saying?
I hope what this dude is saying reflects in his real life. Because a lot of y'all get on this internet and y'all talk that good game, but when you gotta log off and that camera's off, is that your real life? Do your results?
What are you talking about?
Smitty talking about we need to have give certain
I'm only
people
addressing
access.
y'all, bro.
Man,
Let me
real life.
I'm talking to
Hold on, one
everybody.
at a time.
That man don't get my word, bro.
No, let's
Get my word, bro.
let's peel the onion. Let's peel the onion back. Does your real life reflect what you online saying? Come on, Mr. Leader.
Right,
how many baby mamas you got? How many baby mamas you got?
Real Pookie, let me
So,
say
Mr. Payne, you were saying what now, sir? What was you saying, Mr. Payne?
Does your real
Hold on, one at a time.
Does your
Go ahead,
real
Mr.
I got something to Mr. Payne. I got something to Mr. Payne.
Yeah, one at a time.
Let's start peeling this onion back.
Mr. Payne, I'm gonna pass it right to you. It's gonna be real short.
One of y'all go first. You or Mr. Payne?
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna pass it right to him. It's not gonna take long at all. I agree with y'all when y'all say we only can take a certain amount of women with us, and we have to leave the rest. But the one thing I don't agree with is we can't leave the children. We gotta take some women that want to go with us, and we gotta take all the children. Like,
I disagree, man.
I hear what you're saying. It's a noble thing, but the men who are the fathers of children can't even take them.
Exactly.
So I mean, so the point I'm trying to say is, I hear what you're saying. Look, I mean, has anybody realized that whole notion of a Pyrrhic victory? And this is to you, Smitty. There's some shit that's not worth fighting for because it's not really a victory, right? I mean, we can sit here and spend a lot of energy checking people and doing all this, and we still won't get nowhere. That's called a Pyrrhic victory, right? Sometimes we just
I ain't say check nobody. Drop their ass off.
Well, but that's up to the host. There's only one host to every show.
That don't take no energy to push a button and drop their ass off if they coming up on bad face when we're trying to have real discussions. We're having a real discussion. You come up on bad face, drop their ass off.
Said that he don't want to do that.
Simple.
No. This is the thing.
Of a show who says he doesn't want to do that. Trigger
Mike. Not a suggestion. I didn't say nothing would be all end all. It's just a suggestion.
He doesn't need to do that. This is the problem with these panels. A lot of y'all dudes get up on here and y'all espouse all these manosphere, red pill, all this bullshit, and y'all not really living that in y'all real lives. And I know that for a fact.
Living, brother.
Come on,
people that really living. I mean,
so if we can say that, no. See, sometimes you got to make it personal. Peel that onion back
because you don't know how anybody's living.
No, because some of y'all are not the leaders y'all claim to be, and y'all get online and y'all take y'all hate out.
But you don't know.
Y'all take y'all hate out on y'all shit.
Nobody's doing hate on the panel. What are you talking about?
If you don't know people's lives and they get up here and they say certain things, why can't we do that with a 304? Maybe she ain't a hoe. She just up here pretending to be.
Nah, man, you sound like Mr. Let Go, man.
Nah. Y'all no. When you peel this, listen. When y'all log off and you peel that onion back, and a lot of y'all real lives ain't like what y'all saying online. And if we want to have who are you reflecting into though? I'm reflecting to just these panels in general. We just seen what happened over the weekend, and a lot of personal business got or whatever just happened a couple of days ago with the Yanni, all that. We just seen a lot of personal shit come out about people that probably shouldn't have came out, but you hold these people in high esteem, and then when certain shit come out, I was like, yo, that's not what you really preaching when you get online. That's not that like, come on. If we gonna be men,
eat the meat and spit out the bones.
Man, but real Pookie, what do you want to see happen? Stop telling us what we're doing. What do you want to see happen?
I want
There
to see men be men and stop complaining about women that they don't want. Go get the woman you want. Bring the women up here that y'all want to be an example.
Every woman is invited to the panel except hyenas.
But man, y'all get up here. Look. These, y'all call them hyenas, terrorists. Like, I'm not even paying
This
no
is how you
mind to them type
separate
of
women
females.
from the women that you don't want. That's why we name them like that.
And this is why I say a lot of y'all are ingenuous, because I know for a fact a lot of y'all dudes get up here and y'all spouse hate or whatever y'all have for women, because y'all can't get the woman y'all want. And if we want to be real, that's a lot of y'all.
See? Mr. Let Go 2.0.
No, dog.
Making assumptions.
That ain't Mr. Let Go. A lot of y'all are mad that y'all don't have. No, you got the woman you can get. You ain't got the woman you want. So when we break it down, a lot of y'all don't have that, and y'all mad at that.
All right.
And this is why I stay in the chat. I ain't making assumptions. You don't got the girl you want.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Pookie.
Yeah. Go, Mike. We hear you.
Say this.
Hey, Pookie,
This is why the man. This is why the man. This is why the man.
Mike is trying to speak. Let Mike speak, man. Golly, man.
I got the girl I want.
I gave you the floor. Let me go ahead and get mine off. So this is actually something that's very present in, the corporate world, where people think that you can get straight to the solution of a problem without acknowledging the problem in the first place, or all the factors that caused the derailment or the destruction. All of us ain't here trying to get a woman. I'm married. I'm here. I listen to these narratives that these women are putting out, and I realize nobody's challenging it. Some people are just here. Sorry, the cleaning ladies are here. My bad. If y'all hear that vacuum.
No, we don't hear it. Go ahead.
All right. Like, literally, somebody has to be here. Prior to 2020, I believe everything women said. Black men don't take care of their kids. Noted. Black men got 3 or 4 baby mamas. Noted. I believe everything that they said because we did not believe they could lie about such things. They fucking lied. All right? They lied. Now men are coming back controlling their own narrative. That's it. Everybody ain't here. I understand there's some men that are here on a disingenuous nature because they're simps, they're incels, or whatever, and they can't get a woman. That's great. The popular dudes, that's not most of us. That ain't the dudes that make it on this network all the time. And you, like somebody just said, take the meat, spit out the bone. You get to choose who you want to listen to. Only the real ones last in this space. That's all I'm saying. Who else got something on it?
I mean, well, to me personally, everybody I've seen to talk to, like you said, Trigger Mike, you're married. I mean, Mr. Payne, most of the people that I listen to when I hear in these spaces got their shit together. And that's just the people who don't, I tend to not even pay them no mind. Or the people I don't know nothing about, like he said, eat the meat and spit out the bones. So, I mean, whether you have your life together or not, does that not make what everybody is saying true? Doesn't make anything a lie because just they not the people who living it that way? Because I think that somebody can tell you something and no matter how they live it, if it's true, it's true. Regardless of what their situation is, now they might be the best person to take advice from, but if it's true, it's true. And what a lot of men are starting to say is that they finally have voices now. Women have been speaking for them the entire time. And I feel like a lot of people are, I think a lot of people are upset of the fact that now we're starting to point out stuff that we see. But I think that's a good thing though, because women are pointing out the negatives that they see in men. Men are pointing out the negatives that they see in men. I mean, in women. And so all together, the people who really want to do something with their lives and really want to improve and really want to make the community as a whole better is going to take both of those, put it together, and they need to know what they need to be doing and what they're looking for. So
it's old saying they say, forget about trying to shoot the messenger. Did you get the message? Yeah, a person might be. I've had plenty of people that was in the game, in the drug game, doing all kind of wild, crazy stuff. And me as a little, shorty pulling up to me, be like, "Yo, don't get into this, don't do this, don't do that," and gave me plenty of wonderful advice. Even though they was messed up in the game for whatever reason. You
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the message? That's what's more important.
Yeah. Even the man, I'm the type of person where I can take a lesson for the man who got 6-7 kids and he on child support and he upset and he struggling, because guess what they tell me? Oh, don't do what he did. So to me, I'm that person who could take a message from the person who ain't doing it right and from who doing it right, because I got that discernment in me to know that, okay, this is where this person messed up at, and this is the person I need to follow in their lead.
Hey,
So
JT, I want to know.
I mean, you're an
know.
independent thinker.
Say, Pookie, I want to know what's so hard to believe about what you hear about people's lifestyle that you think ain't real.
I'm not. I'm not saying.
Pookie,
Come
before
on,
you go,
come on.
can I jump in real quick, and then I'll let you go after me. I just wanted to say something real quick regarding
Go
this
ahead.
topic. So I was gonna say it's what's up, everybody? My fault. It's not that women do not belong in the space. By default, they are in the space by proxy. It's like this. I know that this analogy is always used, but I'm gonna use it anyways. But every piece in the chessboard is usable for the interest and the survival of the king. Literally, it is. The queen can be used as a piece to that war, and sometimes you have to sacrifice that queen and replace that queen with a new one. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is a lot of men are afraid to lose what they need to sacrifice in order to better themselves, in order to better a community and everything. You know, what you can do is bring a feminine, friendly, and enjoyable woman from other races, right? And that will burn inside of them a rage because they don't want to see that. But the thing is that men are afraid to actually sacrifice their queen in order to replace them with a new one. It's okay to let them be. That's what I said from way back then. Never negotiate with terrorists. If a woman is not moving a certain way to your standard, then don't mess with her. Easy as that. Let them destroy themselves. Let them be what
Let
they
them
want.
go.
That's it. And the issue is this: is that I believe a lot of the IT guys will understand what I'm saying with this. The first thing you need to do is identify the problem. You're going to establish a theory of probable cause. You're going to test that theory. You're going to establish a plan of action to resolve the problem. And then you're going to verify the functionality and, if applicable, implement preventative measures. The issue is that a lot of people are not even identifying the problem. They want to see if this thing works, and in their face is showing that it's not working. And they're trying to prevent other measures when what you have is not working. So what do? You have to throw away everything altogether and start from scratch. Identify the problem. If you have to replace the bitch, replace the bitch. Easy as that. By default, the women are going to be in the space. By default, by proxy. So it's just you need to replace them. Easy as that. But like I said, a lot of men are afraid to lose something that they don't even have. You need to be willing to make the sacrifices and let the chick go. And if you have to bring a woman from another race like Pearl, if you want to bring a snow bunny, bring that snow bunny in. If you want to bring a spicy Latina, bring that spicy Latina in. There's no rules and engagement in this type of war with feminists and all that stuff. They don't care about that. Yeah. They don't.
Listen, that's excellent thoughts. Let me, on a lighter note, let me just say this, man, because I'm going back, and Pookie, you bring up good points. I'm not gonna lie. You're making people think, and you're challenging people. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. That is what intelligent people do. I don't like the word smart. Smart means you can state facts and ideas. Intelligent people challenge facts and ideas. So I'm not going to sit here and be butthurt because I'm being challenged, but I do have an answer. And let me tell you why I'm in this space, bro. I'm embarrassed by the behavior of the men and women. As you see, I live my life in a certain way. And because men don't get to control their own narrative and have not had an outlet to do so, our women have had dishonorable behavior. And now that men are back in these spaces, everybody's saying, oh, just disregard what they did. Absolutely. Absolutely not. Because if there is to be repentance, there first must be confession. The black woman is the only person that we're telling on earth that they don't have to confess before they repent. Look in the title. Blac Chyna is on a spiritual fucking redemption tour. And everybody is letting her be redeemed. Welcome her back.
What real man is looking
This
at
this is all I'm saying. Confess.
what
All
real
right?
man
You
is looking at?
hold on. Let me say this. You misrepresented me. You misrepresented everything I was about. You told my children not to love me. My brothers and my brothers and my cousins out here, you don't let them, and you isolated them from their children and told them that I didn't want to take care of them. You did all of this while I had the ability to say nothing. Men are here now. That's all we're saying. I'm embarrassed by them. And I'm taking back control. That's all I'm doing in this space.
That's a good point. But what real man is looking at Blac Chyna like a viable option for marriage and to have kids with?
Listen. This is the actual point. It's not about her being a viable option for kids. It's that when they want to tell a black story, she has been on CNN with this bullshit. Okay, when they want to tell a black story, that is not the face. That is not the face of any black story. At least the one I want. How about y'all? That is not the face of any black
That's
story.
not the story I would want to hear. Now, first of all, if you're a person of faith, like really, you should just like fall back because you've been in the spotlight so much. Now it's time to drop back and really, like the real Cookie said, live that life outside the eye of television, outside the eye of the platform. What are you doing to contribute back into your community?
Yeah, if I was to name half the like popular people that are, I guess, popping on in entertainment, all that, my sons won't even know who I'm talking about. That's not even their focus. They don't know nothing about popular culture.
Mm-hmm.
I just be befuddled. Like, y'all don't have control of your households, or y'all don't like. This is the thing. I'm looking at men calling themselves leaders, and then I'm seeing, and a lot of people be like, "Yeah, I got a baby mama. I'm paying child support and this." But if I was to divorce my wife today, I ain't paying no child support. And when I say I'm not paying child support, I ain't gonna do no courts to take care of my kids. So as a leader, even if I was to divorce my wife, she knows for a fact she ain't gotta worry about me taking care of my kids. She will never go to a court. This is what she knows this for a fact. Not a man on this earth is gonna tell me how I raise my kids. She knows that's one of my tenets. That's my foundation. She would know better than to go to a court. So and this is me being a leader. I don't understand how a lot of y'all dudes call yourselves the leaders, the alphas, but y'all got another man determining how much money you got to give to your kids every week. But y'all the alphas though, and y'all get online and complain about having to pay child support. That sound crazy to me. That sounds crazy.
Let me say this. Hold on. I'm on child support real quick. Who is it?
Hold on. Humble hasn't said anything. King Spark, let's get Humble in there. Humble, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're, let me reply, Pookie. If you're a leader, you don't think about divorce. You lead. You don't even think about divorce. You lead.
A leader sees all possible outcomes.
Can you please wait? Hold on. If you're a leader, you lead. No matter what, if they throw anything at you, you take it, you lead, you move on. No matter what, you're going to face, hold on, wait. You're going to face trials. You're going to fall 6,000 times, and you're going to get up, and you're going to keep moving. You're going to keep moving. I'm a married man. I ain't thinking about divorce. Die in this shit. We're going to die in this marriage. Die together. So where I'm from, we don't cure cancer. We don't treat cancer. We don't take any drug for it. We cut it off. We have to be mindful who is representing us out there on social media. We have to be very mindful who's representing us. We can't let Blac Chyna coming up on social media there and start talking all this crazy stuff. You said you've been married for how many years? We need your wife. We need people like your wife to be praised on social media. We need people like Trigger Mike's wife to be praised on social media. Those are the kind of people we want to be representing us, not those bulldoggers out there. I mute my mic.
Boy, I thought I was yelling today. God damn.
Yeah, you know what, Trigger
Nah,
Mike? I
but
agree
but
with you
but but
Yeah,
because
can I
like
get in there real
you
quick?
don't want a babe in Christ. You don't want a baby telling you what to do, how to live. Like, cause she's a babe in Christ, basically. Like, I don't want her telling you how to do how to be a woman. You need to sit back and learn. Like, that's your face is not my face. You know, you don't represent me because you're a child in your faith right now. You need to grow up. You got to put some time in. We got to take some advice from Trigger Mike's wife, how to be a wife. You know, now you're in a new role. You got to know how to be subservient now. You did what you wanted to do. Now you have to learn how to really, really be a woman and be a woman of God. And if that's the case, you definitely have to learn how to submit.
And
I got
and
something to say to
Let me. Oh,
go ahead,
Pookie,
BMU.
real
BMU,
Pookie.
get in there.
hey, yeah, I want to say this, man, because I'm sitting at work and I had to leave out of my office, bro, to come on here and to say something on this panel because, man, I don't know the real Pookie, bro, but I'm praying for you every day that you try to understand a concern versus a complaint. Listen, as a leader in our community, I look at it from a spiritual level. If I say I'm a Christian man and I'm a leader in my community, I'm policing the women, I'm policing the little boys, the little girls, I'm over everything. And my thing is this: if God has put me on dominion over everything, that's not control, it's a man taking control. So men are not complaining about their women. Men are concerned about their women because their women are getting out of line and they're not lining up how they're supposed to line up. My grandmother always used to say, if a motherfucker ain't talking about you, you ain't worth shit. So if these men are sitting up here with a concern saying these women ain't doing this, then women should be silent and shut the fuck up and listen to hear what these men are saying. And all these women that you're talking about, the ones talking about, oh, she may not be a hoe. How many of these hoes are married? How many of them are getting married? How many of them waiting till they 35, 36, 46 years old, looking up? Now they can't have babies. Now they're going through menopause. Now they're having hot flashes and all this different shit. Now they're going through all this shit. Now they're looking back saying, damn, I wish I had. You know what? I'm going to say this and I'm going to land my damn plane. I watched the interview of Diane Carroll, one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, get old, wrinkled, and did an interview and said, I know I shouldn't have played in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s and my 50s. Now I'm going to be on my deathbed, and the only people that are going to be there to comfort me is the nurse and the doctor. We got to stop playing. We got to stop playing. And anything that you have authority over, you have to talk about it. At my job, I have authority over a team full of people. What I'm going to do, come in and hold the men accountable for their production, but not hold the women accountable for theirs? Everybody's being held accountable. I'm going to talk about the women, how they pussy stink in the bathrooms. I'm going to talk about the men, or how they don't produce at work. We're going to talk, if I have an HR meeting and the women leaving blood on the seats and the bathrooms smell like skunk sex, I got to talk about it. I got to hold them accountable. So everybody, as a leader, you got to hold everybody in totality accountable. All this men complaining about women. No, we have a goddamn concern. We want our concern met. And the reason that men are bringing this shit up is because men are unheard. And we're going to keep ringing the bell and keep sounding the fucking bell until somebody shut the fuck up and listen. And I'm done.
Right.
I rest my plane.
Let me add this too, because somebody, I think it was Humble that said it. Listen, men, we actually do care about how we're represented. I care about how I'm represented. All right, y'all got to understand. Every time I go to the store or I go inside the city of Houston, and I'm at the cashier, and I hear somebody arguing with the damn cashier, and I hear a black voice, I care about how I'm represented. Like, goddamn. So if people don't come out that know better and start speaking out and saying, I have a concern, this is how I would handle this, they'll never know. They'll never know. If we sit back and behave like an island onto ourselves, they will never know how we feel. The only reason you see all this fake outrage and backlash is because they don't like what we're saying. They don't like what we're saying because they understand that if the men ain't with it, they can't get down with it. Now, here's another point that I wanted to make, because I think this is very disingenuous that we keep talking about we shouldn't talk about women. That is not what has happened throughout time. We are actually the best men that have ever lived. Y'all know why? We are trying to figure out a democratic solution to talk to these women. Because go back and read your history. any woman steps out of line to the way women have stepped out of line, modern women, I mean, they've been chopping heads off. Men throughout history don't deal with this shit. I told y'all that men in other countries don't talk to their women and they don't let them in the room when they're talking. We're trying to figure out a diplomatic solution for them to say, you can say whatever you like. You have the freedom to do so.
That's what you want to go back to? You want to apply?
Hold on, real Pookie. Hold on. Hey, Trigger Mike, let me say this real quick, man. I know I wrote the letter, but I forgot to do the PS. And also, when we sitting on these panels and we talk about y'all lives ain't reflecting who y'all are. Hey, I don't mind. I'm the most transparent nigga you ever meet. I am married, 14 years in. I got 3 boys, 3 girls, all in the same house. Ain't got no baby mama drama. She ain't got no baby daddy drama. We a nuclear family in my house. I lead in my goddamn community. I coach my boys. I go into the hood and take underprivileged kids and work with those kids. I got the proof. The proof is in the pudding. You come here in Dallas and ask about my name, and they're gonna tell you who I am. So us men, we don't have to sit up here and define who we are just to have a goddamn conversation about women who the fuck are out of line, bro.
You literally do have to define who you are to have that conversation. You literally do.
Trigger Mike, this humble speaking, I want to say something to Pookie.
Good.
There is nothing. I want to say something. Man, there is no. Where I'm from, you dare not come in the room when a man is speaking.
Man, we ain't talking about nobody want to hear that. No, nobody want to hear that. Dog,
I'm telling you.
Who cares?
I'm telling you. Well, listen, and listen very good. Your wife can do that. You can do that to your own family. When a man is speaking, you dare not come in there. That's respect.
Nobody cares.
Listen, hold on. Wait.
Hey, y'all done piss humble off.
I'll be quiet. I've been listening to you. Where I'm from, you don't do that. And if women are having a meeting, no man come in there.
Talk your shit, humble.
What's the consequences? What's the consequences for a woman who disobeys that? What is the consequence for a woman who disobeys that in your culture?
Discipline.
What kind of discipline?
Listen, man.
What kind of discipline?
You keep calling.
Hey, whatever discipline the man use.
Okay, we know where we're going with this. We know where we're going with this.
You keep cutting someone off, and you don't want someone to learn. Where I'm from, man, don't act like you do.
No, what you gonna do if your wife don't listen to you?
All they listen. If my wife don't listen to me, she know what she gonna get.
Let's get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro.
My wife cannot disrespect me because I'm the leader. I control my home. I've been married for a good 7 years.
This is what I'm talking about, Trigger Mike. Listen. You got dudes like this. You got dudes like this. This is what I'm talking about.
Pookie, you married, bro? Pookie, you married?
Yes, I am married.
How long you been married, bro?
I'm 39. I've been married since I was 23, and I've been with my wife since I've been 19. Now I got 4 kids.
Okay, hold on. Are you the head? Hold on. Are you the head of your household?
Hell no, I'm a real Pookie, right? I'm a dude up here that's a simp. I'm simping. That's what I'm doing.
I'm asking the question. Are you the head of your household, bro? It's a simple question, man.
Yes, I am. That's not even a yes. Like, come on.
Black man. Let me talk to this dude, man.
This dude talking. This dude talking.
This guy. Trigger.
Hey, real Pookie. Humble is speaking.
Hold on. I'm an African man.
I know what you're talking about. My father Muslim.
Hold on. You don't.
My father Muslim. I know what you're
Listen.
My father Muslim, dog. I know where you're going with this.
Man.
Listen, motherfucker.
Wait, if your wife don't listen to you, what's her discipline, dog? Say it out loud. Don't say she know what she gonna get. Let us know.
Real Pookie. Listen.
Like my wife. My wife right now.
If your wife disrespected you, what is the discipline you gonna give her?
My wife right now, and I'm about to give you the discipline.
Oh shit.
So be quiet and listen. We don't do all this shit back where I'm from. If you do this stuff,
hey, real Pookie, if your wife disrespect you, what is her discipline?
Yeah.
gonna slap him. The wife gonna beat the hell out of him and put him out.
Honestly, what can any of us do? Honestly,
Mike,
what's gonna put
hey,
you
Mike, what's the next question, man?
Honestly, what can
Mike,
any
what's
of
the
us
next
do?
question?
Honestly, what can any of us do if our wives, our girlfriends get disrespectful? If you're not gonna get physical,
Pookie.
if you
You
not
got some. Hold on, let me tell you about my marriage. You got some women that'll test your gangster, and you got some women that know you gangster. And what happens is that woman's gonna respect your gangster because she's not gonna disrespect you because she understands this is my protection. This the man gonna jump in front of a bullet for me. Ain't no way I'm about to be running off at the mouth to my goddamn husband. Ain't no way I'm gonna do that.
And I fit in that category. So I like this is the question. This is stuff that should not have to be said. This is stuff that should not have to be said.
Listen.
A man does not have to tell his wife that he's the leader of his household. She already knows.
That is my point. That is my
Come on, big brother. Come on, Ruckus. Come on, Ruckus.
That's that, man.
Hold on, one at a time.
No, I'm just saying, like your mere presence says it all. You don't have
exactly, bro.
to explain what's already understood. It's just
that was my point.
It's just it. Your presence says it all. That's it.
What's the next question, Mike?
Y'all crazy.
Man.
Y'all crazy,
hey,
dog.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, hey man. Hey, dog,
let me say this.
I'm gonna tell you. Hey, hold on, real quick, Pookie. I'm telling you, Pookie, this ain't directed to you, man. But if the shoot, this ain't directed towards you. I'm just saying a generality right here, bro. In this generation, in this season that we're in right now, not right now, man. Some of these men are the closest to vagina juice that I've ever seen in my fucking life. These men are soft. They don't speak up in their homes. These men on depression pills. They woman cussing them out, talking to them any kind of way, talking to them in front of their kids any kind of way. You can't, man. I coach football, man. I seen mamas tell the daddies. The dad say, "Get up, son," and hit them again. I seen mamas tell the daddy, "Shut up and go get him off the field and take them pass off of him. They're not going to be hitting my son like that." He'll bring his soft cotton nail ass out there on the field and undress his son and take him out the goddamn game.
You know,
weak ass cotton nail ass soft ass fucking nigga.
So this is Sugar Mike. This is Sugar Mike. This is my whole ideology, and I know y'all probably gonna agree with this. I don't care about the females. I care about weeding the real alphas out. I mean, separating the real alphas for the dudes who portraying to be, and they get up, and I see it all the time online, and I see these situations that men say they going through, but they saying they leaders and they saying they the alphas, and then when they break down their situation or they get a little bit personal about themselves, you like, how the hell you allow that to go on if you saying you this? So I could be up here completely lying. Y'all would never know that, but just on the strength, I will believe whatever y'all say. But it's a lot of times when you hear these dudes talking, a lot of this shit sound like fairy tales to me. Because I know for a fact, just in your real life, the men you hang around, you know a lot of things going on in their life. You know a lot of things that they doing wrong. But they would portray themselves to other people as being something different. And I see that online all the time. And that should be boiling my blood. That's all I'm saying. It's a lot of dudes in these.
Trigger Mike. Let me say this stuff real quick. I don't care what anybody say about Lapeef Show. I love Lapeef Show Monday. I love Lapeef Show Tuesday. I love Lapeef Show Wednesday. I love Lapeef Show Thursday. I love Lapeef Show Friday. I love Lapeef Show Saturday. I love Lapeef Show Sunday. All year, 365 days. I want to say something again. If Lapeef Show do take on tithe, I'm a Christian. If they do take on tithe, I will pay my tithe in there. Because I will pay my tithe in there. Because you see, Anton, people like Anton, it is you can learn a lot from him. I love it. He walk like man where I'm from. Anton himself, not Mr. Lego. Mr. Lego, I love him so much. He laugh a lot. I love him. He smile. He laugh a lot. I love him so much. I don't have no smoke with him. But you see, Anton, Mr. Think about you. I'm a Nigerian. You know how we behave. We don't take no shit. I don't. Bookie don't know who I am. Listen to my accent. I'm not an American. I'm an African-born African man. We don't
know.
take shit.
We know now.
What does that
I
mean?
don't take no shit.
What does that mean? Break that down. Break that down. What does
All right,
that
hold on.
not
We got
taking shit mean?
y'all
Trigger
can't get
might
into
gonna
it
help
again.
you out. Trigger might gonna help
Hold
you
on,
out.
hold on.
What's the
Trigger
next
might gonna help
question?
you out.
I know what you're talking. No,
All
Trigger
right,
Mike.
let me
I
get
know what
final
you're talking
thoughts.
about. My father's Muslim. I know exactly what
I know.
you're
Let me
talking
get
about,
final
dog. You
thoughts.
ain't got to say
Hold
it.
hold on.
Y'all can't get into it again. Let me get to these super chats, then we're gonna get final thoughts. My man Holman Harvey says, y'all hate the truth, y'all goofy women picking and choosing. Stop complaining. I like the way Black Man Unfiltered put it. I couldn't have put it so eloquently. We are addressing concerns. That's about it. I don't complain. I got all the outcomes I want. All right, greatness to work, $5. Bruh, this is just YouTube, not real life. The women in real life I encounter hold us down and respect us. We mentor their sons. This is not real life. Good point. The real Pookie says, I just sent 36 black boys to college. YouTube is not real life. A great majority of us are doing ish in real life. That was actually my point. Because when I look to my right and to my left, I can't find a man that doesn't take care of his kids. And I do mean black men. I don't know where y'all ladies be finding these niggas, but if you need a man, holler at me. I got a bunch of people that I can hook you up with. Pookie says, let me back up. Black Wizard, $8, $5 says, somebody put the word in to invite Crimson Cure back to Thursday panels. JR is listening. Greatness to work, $5. Stop mixing black women with black hyenas together. They are two different creatures, just as black men and Pookies are two different creatures. Advanced perception, $2. Real Pookie sounds suspicious, like 7 on 7. He's not 7 on 7. Cruise season, appreciate that support. $10. Salute to the panel. Dope shirt. Spark. Reppin'. Get that merch. Always support. We always support our brothers. Brothers in arms. So that's what we got to call it these days, right? Brothers in arms. We doing the work. I'm not saying his name no more. Y'all can read it. $5.
Dick energy.
Hey, Fatty messed this up like 4 times last night. If you got to say pause that many times in 1 minute, you got to end the stream. And I ain't doing the first one. Why does a person tune in every day to listen to fake alphas and complainers? I'm sure women's spaces will welcome you. Great work. $5. We have 4 to 5 men on the panel right now who are married with families. So this destroys your point, Pookie. Jordan like the GOAT, $5. Can anyone name one podcast in the manosphere that doesn't hold men accountable? Good question. All right. Let me get final thoughts, and these are quick final thoughts, like 10 seconds, y'all. I got to get out of here, go get my baby. Mr. Rich, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, man, real quick. It's funny about real life and the internet, man. My 23-year-old daughter tells me, hey, listen, man, that echo chamber that you're in is not real life. She always says that to me. I said, well, just keep me grounded. I think sometimes we can get some of it mixed up, but it is a microcosm of what's going on across the board in generalities. But there's still a lot of good women out there. The women with platforms, some of them are good. Some of them just took a turn for the worse. A lot of women like to control men, and we just found out which ones do and which ones don't. This last 2 weeks has been an eye opener. But the biggest shame is how the men reacted over the last 2 weeks. There's some content creators I'm very ashamed of, man, based on some of the way they reacted to this thing. So anyway, let's just keep moving on, man. Finding solutions.
On with an upward toward the light. Only real ones know what I'm talking about in that one. Power up. JT, you there? Final thoughts real quick. I said 10 seconds, but Mr. Rich got to get his minute. His minute and a half. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think in real life, I see a lot of good women, especially down south here, towards Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. I see a lot of good women, but I cannot deny the fact that I see a lot of women that's portrayed in the stereotype, and I cannot deny the fact that I see a lot of men that these women are talking about. And we just need to find common ground. Everybody needs to hold themselves to a higher standard and also have higher standards for the person that they're seeking out. And if we have to leave some people behind, then we have to leave some people behind.
Indeed. King Spark, final thoughts.
If you don't got no haters, you ain't popping. keep hope alive. And if you don't know me, you better ask somebody. That's all I got.
Bet. Ruckus.
You on mute.
You on mute,
You
bro.
on mute.
There you go. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I was saying that a lot of people care too much about others' opinions that hold no weight in their personal lives. You know, and what I mean by your presence as a man to be understood that hey, this guy is the head of this household. I don't mean this macho tough guy that's ruling with an iron fist. I'm talking about somebody that's literally genuinely interested in your best interest. When people see that you're kind-hearted, that you're sincere, that you're genuine, that you actually care, that you actually give a damn about the other person's best interest, you're gonna see results and a change in that other person's attitude and personality. That's what I'm saying. Like I have no idea what the heck is going on nowadays in YouTube. I have no idea. But in real life, this does not happen in real life in my circle. I deal with a lot of women, a lot of men, and so forth. And these women, they might be out of control with some men, but when it comes down when dealing with me, because I have their best interests at heart, their personality and their attitude change. Does that mean I'm going to deal with them? Of course not. No, I already know how they are. But still, you want to be the person that you want to see other people change to. Be the person that you want the results to be. You know what I'm saying? And only care about the people that are willing to go in the same direction as you. That's it.
All right. Pookie, let's get your final thoughts, bro.
My final thoughts is a lot of y'all men on these panels is in the chat. Stop coming online and portraying to be the alphas. Y'all know y'all not. This is a pet peeve because real men do real things, and a lot of y'all are faking the funk. So be who you are, accept who you are, and live your life. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Wife School, you there? Come off mute. You're the only lady that wanted this energy today. I know I came in
You know what?
swinging. We usually get a lot of ladies on the panel that was like, nah, he was yelling today.
I love men. You know what I'm saying? I love guys. You know, that's bad. That's my weakness. But you know, I know how men operate and I know when to shut up. So but I have to say, women, if you're coming on to these men's panels, Black men have high tolerance, okay? They are being very gracious. And the most that you can do is show them some respect. That's it. Be respectful. Then get back to your platform and talk that trash. And then maybe you guys can come to some whatever. But if you're on somebody else's platform, please respect the men. You know, they already don't get respect from the world, the government, whatever. But at least we can respect our own men because you would want the same thing. And deal with your triggers before you even come up on the. If you know you've triggered, don't even come up. We don't want to hear it. Just stay in the chat. Trigger Mike, I love you guys. Even the real Pookie, you something else, but I love you too, brother.
Hey, I'm gonna start using that. That was an excellent way to put it. Black men are very tolerant because if you don't look through all these countries, men have been radicalized for things half as intense as Black men have gone through. We could have been radicalized a long time ago. Okay, so and just in case anybody's like, oh, y'all not radicalized because y'all bitches or something, the world is obviously scared of Black men. We ain't no bitches. Okay, so police scared of Black men, white people scared of Black men, Asian people scared of Black men. We, as powerful as we are, we're extremely tolerant. So I thank you for noticing that. And
They're scared of their hair, they're scared of the skin, they're scared of the love, they're scared of the business, everything.
They got penis envy, all that shit.
Everything.
And we're tolerant of all that shit. All right. Passport bro, Mr. Charles, final thoughts.
Well, thanks for having a nice panel, Mike. But in my closing arguments, we do not negotiate with terrorists. You do not negotiate with baby mamas. You do not negotiate with hyenas. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Get your passports, leave these quiches alone to the pookies, and I'll see you on the other side.
Message. All right, Humble, take us out, please, in your regular voice. Golly, my man yelled at us today.
Nah, I can be quiet for 6 hours. I won't say nothing.
I got
because
you.
I love listening. But when I hear things that trigger my ear, it's a problem for me. So, but I love Lapeef China. Lapeef China is just like anytime I'm walking, I listen to Lapeef China. I love Lapeef China. But my own message, my last thought here is, we don't cure cancer, we cut it off. Cut the goddamn cancer off. Let it go. Let it go. You don't cure it. You don't pamper it. You let it go. And for the women, if you're married, this is the time. Married women need to come out and speak. We need married women. Married women, this is your time now. Come out and speak. You don't need all these single ladies speaking for you.
He get louder.
Look, he said he was gonna yell.
He get louder.
I'm humble. I'm humble now. I'm humble. Thank you very much, sir.
Humble,
All
they
right,
just too
man.
busy tending to their homes and doing real stuff instead of being out here being city girls. They doing the real work. They don't have time. They busy.
Woo!
No,
they got a
we
big
need
time.
them. We need them. We need them. We need more married women right now because our
Yeah, I
community
agree.
is falling apart. We don't.
I agree.
We need more than we need more of them
Listen,
right now. We need more of
listen.
them. We need more married women out.
Do you know
Come out of your
what's
shell.
interesting? All right, y'all. I want to thank the panel for coming on today. You know what's interesting that I find very interesting? People pretend like African people don't identify with Black Americans. And here you have a whole guy in Nigeria telling you he watches Lapeef every single day. And he feels the behavior of Black people here reflects upon him all the way over there. So that's bullshit. If people act like the people aren't watching and celebrating you, that's one of the things that you do when you get over here. You like, oh, Black people gonna tear this shit up over here. Our people over here, oh, I know they about to kill it and land of opportunity. So everybody cares how they represent it. I just want to leave y'all with that. Listen, I know this was a show. It could have got contentious, but it didn't. I want to thank everybody that came on to the panel for being respectful. Please hit that like button before you leave out of this stream today. All right, hit that like button. Subscribe to everybody's platform that came on and showed love to us today. I know we got a bit contentious. I said names or whatever. If you feel like you got hurt feelings, hit HR up. All right, if you got hurt feelings, hit HR up or go to my page, Trigger Mike Show, get my email and hit me up directly. I'm ready to respond to everything I said today. All right, I ain't scared of none of y'all. Shouldn't really be anyway. This is the internet. Okay, so everything I said, I meant. And I'm not telling you, don't put me in nothing. I'm in it now because I said what I said. All right, I want to appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. We got all the super chats read. Chaotic is coming on next in 20 minutes. Continue the discussion on Chaotic Show. His topic is Jezebels in the community. All right, make sure y'all tune in. Go to the channel right now. Get out of the stream when you can. Go over and click and wait for Chaotic Show. It's going to be a banger. Y'all support my brother over there. All right. We had a fire show today, y'all. A fire show. This is the best one. Hands down, this was the best one. All right. I need everybody to move accordingly. Y'all getting on these panels, man. Be careful. Understand y'all coming into a male-dominated space. All right. We protect feminine women. We protect courteous women, kind women, gentle women. If you step out of your feminine frame into a masculine energy, you on your fucking own. That's all I got to say about that. That's the way the world has always worked. The guillotine for your ass. Get your head chopped off. You posture a man, you put on boxing gloves, get ready to get boxed. That's how we moving from here on out. All right, y'all. Trigger Mike, I'm out. Catch y'all tomorrow with another fire panel and a fire topic. See y'all later.